voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.
Anyway, no, but I'm gonna be on my best behavior a little bit.
You got everybody in the chat. You have heard that. You heard that straight from his mouth. He said he is gonna be on his best behavior. What is going on, people? That is right. It is after 8. It is prime time, and we are live with the next podcast.
We're early, man.
What happened? We're early.
I think we're early.
Well, earlier than the last couple
Than
weeks,
usual.
I had to work and then race home. Okay, like I had to do overtime and stuff like that. So yeah, it might feel early. You know what I'm saying? It might feel early right now. Yo, shout out to the chat. What is going on, guys? I am very, very excited for tonight's show. It is what I dubbed the hashtag We Bleed Green episode of the show because we have a very, very special guest, somebody who has been with me in the trenches in Twitter DMs, even though he left me, people. He left me, but that's all good. It's all good. I'm still there, bro. Can you believe it? I'm still in that thing.
Are you?
Yes. Oh, yes. I will. I am stubborn, man. It's the Italian in me. I will not give up. I'm like, no. No, you will not. Is that what you want? You ain't getting it.
What you talking about here, huh? What you talking about?
The two
Dude,
U's.
do you already have Forza 5 gameplay up already?
You like that, right? Yo, guys.
That's fucking sick, dude. Yeah.
Guys, that is my gameplay going on with Forza Horizon
Funny
5.
that you would do that for yourself, but Pred's, Battlefield, took you like.
Now you're
5
just trying to start.
Yeah.
You're trying to start shit. Is what you're trying to do, and I don't appreciate it. Dark. Yeah. But guys, like I said, very special episode. We have a special guest, and we got to get into the introductions. Before we do that, a little bit of what we call YouTube business. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. Share this show out. We got my brother Dirt here with us, man. It is going to be a fire show. Let people know what's going on and where they have to be tonight. And of course, it is right here with me and this band of misfits and our special guest. I can't put him in that pool right there. I can't do it. No. But we got to get into the intros. And of course, I'll save the best for last. So first up, coming from the West Coast and always dressed as Scuba Steve and the man who is going to nut 3 times when he talks about Elden Ring, Dark Optimus. What is up, bro?
What's up, man? I need everybody to show their credentials tonight. I need, it's in the contract of the Pegasus Nation. I can't even say Pegasus Nation.
Did you sign that contract?
Without laughing about it, dude.
Did you sign that?
He's gonna be like Pegasus Nation.
What are you talking about? The contract that I never got or signed?
You visited that website though, right? I know you did.
Yeah, I saw that shit. I was all like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
1 for the money,
What
2
the
for
hell?
the show.
I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
man." It's video games, people. Like, no sign, no fucking contract, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm happy to be here. I wanna get into these topics. We're actually gonna be talking about games tonight. An unusual thing for us, but
what are you talking about? Like, I always try to talk about new games dropping every
Hi, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Yo,
Thanks,
Mega,
for that.
I think Dark dipped into your drugs, man. You better check your painkillers real quick, because like I think there's a couple missing right now.
Hey, man, weed is a hell of a drug.
He said weed. Nah, that's cocaine, bro. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Cocaine. Sorry.
Yeah. All right.
That
But
booger sugar.
next on the list, he is coming from the Lone Star State, and somebody I know has been out driving today, and I can't wait to talk to him about that topic. But it is Predator. What is going on, bro?
Yo, what's up, man? I'm sitting trying to set up my stuff over here for the show. Just got done eating. I ain't gonna say who.
Wow.
Oh shit! Yeah, man, it's crazy. You got your gameplay in there. I was gonna send you some today too, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna have time because he's playing too. But I guess you found time.
Well, no,
About
putting it at this section, it's just the gameplay. If you notice, because like I don't have the moving kind of like next banner, which I got to put in and kind of like record that and stuff. I don't have to record and kind of like edit so much. So that's why this is in the intro version of of the show.
Okay.
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 I'm surprised you're watching the show. Like,
I'm still setting up right now. I'm about to watch football too.
Oh
And,
shit!
I'm about to play some Forza and watch football and do the show at the same time. So let's go, man.
Let's
we
go.
got a lot of topics to get into tonight. So
Yo, shout out to the elusive gamer. It says gaming credentials has to be the cringiest thing I've ever heard. Well,
It is.
well,
It's
Jamie,
funny,
where's your credentials, thing? Jamie, we need
Yeah,
to see your
yeah.
papers, sir.
Yeah, we need to see your papers, sir. Come on now.
you probably never even finished Mass Effect.
Dark needs to see your papers, bro.
Right, before you even get on Xbox or PlayStation, I need to see your papers, damn it.
Wow. Well, next on the list, my brother, man, and I did not expect him to be here. Yo, this dude had surgery just a couple days ago, but he decided, man, he's got to be on here. He's got to show up and bring that soundboard. Of course, coming live from the 405, my brother K Mega. What is up, brother?
Boy, I am high.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Man, I'm telling you, all you need to do is get cut deep, and they will send you a delicious treat. Anyway, now,
Wow.
I am coming down off of my oxy, so I just got to tell you. But I have never tried to add those things before, and I tell you, boy, they get you lifted. So I felt that gave me enough strength exuberance to come out here and to act the damn fool tonight. Like I told Bot, I was going to be on my best behavior, but you know me, I probably won't. I've been here since day one. I could act the fool a little bit. And then I don't know what Griggity's going to do. So you know what I'm saying. Listen, he might try to be cool, but then I think once the ball starts rolling, then I think it's all just going to be wild as hell. But no, it's good to be here, man. I do thank everybody for giving me the well wishes and all of that. I feel a hell of a lot better than what I did Monday. I'm still not out the woods. I'm still walking like a penguin, but yeah, I'm ready to get to it, man, and get to the podcast. I mean, I love talking about games, love to play games, so I couldn't miss it. I still need to look and see what the topics are. I'm just hopping in. So
nice. Well, yo, brother, I gotta say, dude, yeah, you've been here from the beginning. Dude, this is crazy, yo. It's good to have you on, man. I didn't expect it. Like, yo, if anything, you change your mind, anything like that, man, you already know.
I mean, look, I can always step away and just get back to playing Tales of Arise until Forza starts playing for me. But yeah,
well, look at the gameplay though. I'm already in Forza, bro.
He lives in New Zealand now. Remember that?
Yeah. I'm not going to look at that because I want to experience myself. I think this is bad for business.
He's just quietly saying he's better than you. That's what he's saying.
I think he is.
He doesn't say that quietly at all. He tries to claim that standing on top of a mountain, but we got a new Forza, so we're gonna get it in, bro. We're gonna get it in. Are you joining the next car crew that's already set up, bro?
Oh yeah, I'll join.
All right, cool. Let's see. Next on the list, my brother. He is the panel member that lives closest to me, and he already knows what happens up there in New England with the weather changes and everything like that. He is my brother from another mother, the creator of hashtag Crispy Truth Crispy Bomb. What is up, bro?
What's going on, everybody? Yes. What's going on, people? No, I'm just it's going to be a great night. Dirt, it's been a long time. And yeah, I do believe he's next. And let's get into it. So let's get his intro out of the way, bro. Let's do it.
Nice. Yo, shout out to my brother RG Viper X hitting up that super chat. That is right, people. The super chat works. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much for the support. He says, this is for K Mega. Get well soon.
Thank you, brother. Really appreciate.
Yeah, that's never gonna hit K Mega.
I was just saying, am I supposed to hand that over then? Is that?
Yeah. You should save that for tomorrow night.
Yeah, yo, for real.
I'm not gonna ever see that. I'm never gonna see that.
Don't worry. You see it right there. You see it right there.
I do. I see that. Thank you.
That blue screen you. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you so much, man. Letting everybody know that the super chat does indeed work as well. But guys, we have made it to our special guest. Like I said, he was with me in the trenches in certain Twitter DMs. He is the creator of WBG. If you don't know what that means, it is We Bleed Green. It is my pleasure to introduce Dirt Griggity. What is up, bro?
What is up, man? Thank you for that introduction, man. I appreciate that. What's going on, everybody? I'm very happy to be here, as Akeem said. Never mind.
Yo, I got you, bro. I got you. Man, guys, we got to get into it, and we got a couple kind of like warm up topics to let people kind of get in here. So again, share the link out, let people know we are talking games, we are talking Forza, we are talking Elden Ring, we are talking the Sega Microsoft connection, and we are talking about what possible effects Gamepass will have on the third party moving forward. But first, we got to get into that Elden Ring, man. We saw 15 minutes of gameplay for all those Dark Souls fanatics out there and such. And maybe they're going to get new gamers, new people to play as well. But 15 minutes of gameplay. So we got to go to our special guest here. Yo, Dirt,
Yes,
did you check out the stream? Did you check out the gameplay for Elden Ring?
Yeah, I looked at a little bit of it.
All right, so you got to, first off, you got to let us know if you're a Dark Souls guy, but then after that, you got to let me know what are your thoughts and opinions for what you've seen for Elden Ring so far.
Okay, well, I'm going to be absolutely honest. I am not a Dark Soul fan whatsoever. I am not a From Software fan whatsoever, even though I liked Sekiro, but I just couldn't finish, beat that guy on the horse. I couldn't beat him for whatever reason. And this game looks, just like a From Software game to me. It looks good if that's the type of game that you like. If you love those type of Dark Soul games, it looks good for that. But for me personally, I wasn't impressed because I'm not into those type of games, and it looks the same. Like if you would have told me that was Dark Souls, I said, "Oh, okay, I can see that." If you'd have told me anything, so it's that From Software title, and I'm not into it personally, but I did watch a lot of it, and it is what it is.
Yeah, definitely. You could definitely tell, it's From Software. I would say, like, graphically, in my opinion, the game looks like denser than previous kind of like From Software. I think they use kind of like the quote unquote next gen capability in terms of the environment. There's a lot more kind of like greenery and stuff, as opposed to Bloodborne, which was a really dark kind of like rundown environment. Even Dark Souls as well. Like it's a lot of stone, a lot of drab and such. I think this one is more vivid, more dense than the previous games. But Dirt, I'm with you on that. I'm not necessarily a Dark Souls guy. I haven't really tried one yet though. My son, I believe he has Dark Souls 3 in his room, and at some point in time I might try it to see if I'm to see if I'm one of those people, if I'm a Dark Souls person. But let's get a Dark Souls person in here. So, Optimus, what did you think about what you saw so far when it comes to the graphics, the gameplay,
Whap,
kind of
whap,
like the
whap.
features for Elden Ring?
Horizon who?
You see that horizon? You see that horizon right there?
No,
Fire! Look at that
not
force.
not this one, not this glorious one. I'm talking about the other one that's coming out in February.
Oh, really? Really? It's like that meme with the guy
I'm
looking
sorry,
looking at the other girl.
but PlayStation fans in the chat, Horizon Forbidden West is not going to get played until fucking Elden Ring is done. So that right there tells you how much of a fan of Dark Souls I am. I would rather play Elden Ring than play for Horizon. It's not that I don't like Horizon. It's just that it, I'm more of a fan of these games than I am of that series. Um,
Dark
the
Viper in the chat said graphically, Elden Ring looks like a last gen game.
yeah, it
Like,
does.
It
It
does. You
definitely
think so?
looks. It doesn't look next gen, but that's because they've never really gone next gen anyways. I mean, they've always kind of towed the line when it comes to graphics. They're not going to be like a Demon Souls, where Blue Point went in and remade it and made it look, amazing looking. This is more like, this is From Software, so it's going to look like a From Software game. Um, and they've never been super pretty either. Like it's really the environments that look great and the bosses.
Dark. The prettiest one was the one. It was the remake that wasn't made by From Software.
Yeah,
That was the
yeah,
prettiest one.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
agree
true.
with you on that one. Yeah,
Facts.
this is very true.
Facts.
It's facts. Yeah. It's just this game right here is. Oh man, I can't wait, dude. Like the way that the game looks, the way that the game, um, you can say it's Dark Souls open world, but there's so much more to it than what Dark Souls could do. If you look at some of the combat elements in the trailer, in the gameplay trailer, there's a lot of stuff that you wouldn't even imagine being able to do in Dark Souls or even in Bloodborne. Um, and it looked amazing. Like it definitely reminds me that they basically took their three best games, which is Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, and Sekiro, and put it into one game. Because there are stealth elements in it where you can sneak up on somebody and stab them, backstab them. There's other elements to it where like the weapons can switch between you can like switch between, like, it looked like a staff kind, like a s- like a
The
staff
staff,
kind of.
you had the shield on your back, and
Yeah,
you
and
could
then
switch it.
and then it looked like it switched to a sword as well. Like it kind of like switched back to a sword, which is kind of cool. Like that was kind of a cool thing. Um, I really liked the way that the bosses looked. Like they looked really good. I mean, that's to be typical of a From Software game. I mean, the environments are going to look great. Your character's probably not going to look really good, except for the armor. Like the armor's probably going to look really good, but your character, like yourself, like it's probably not going to look like what Demon Souls was able to do, or what you know some of these other games out here can do. Yeah, Souls games and From Software games have never been the pinnacle of graphics.
No.
They're all about their lore and their gameplay. And this one, hopefully, it takes more from Bloodborne and Sekiro than it does from Dark Souls. But it did look like it did take from Dark Souls 2. So I'm kind of like it might depend on what type of weapon you go with. So there's certain weapons, like there's dex weapons, there's different types of weapons that you can go with that will make the gameplay feel a little bit more, along the lines of Bloodborne and Sekiro. So we'll see. I mean, it looks fantastic, man. I mean, what, February 25th? I think that's when it comes out. Or like a week after Horizon Forbidden West. So I mean, I'm willing to wait a week to just dive into that game instead. That means probably, I don't know if I'm going to cancel my pre-order of the Regalia edition that I got. I'm not sure yet. I'm really contemplating that. I probably will though, because I'm like thinking to myself, like, I'd rather play Elden Ring, and that's just
Hold on,
because I'm a
Regalia
huge fan
edition
of
of
it.
Forbidden West.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that.
I didn't know.
Um,
My bad. I didn't know it was called the Regalia edition. But
yeah, it's like it's like the most expensive one.
comes with a statue and stuff, right?
Yeah, because of the statue and
Dude, don't you
stuff.
want the statue and everything? Come on, bro.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing. Like, if this was if this was Elden Ring, or like that's the thing. Like both of these games come out around the same time, dude. Like I gotta pick like which one am I more of a fan of, and I'm more of a fan of From Software games. So sorry, but Horizon's gonna
Sorry,
get
not sorry.
set in the back burner. Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly.
not
Sorry,
sorry.
not sorry.
Now,
But
hopefully they have some type of limited edition to Elden Ring. Then, if it comes
they
with a statue
do.
or something like that.
They do. They have a collector's edition, and then they have the
That give me your
exclusive
effing
edition.
money edition. That the one that
Yeah, that yeah, because it comes with everything that the collector's edition comes with, but it has a helmet with it, like an actual replica helmet from one of the characters in the game. I forgot her name. It's like
Dark Meat walking around with the helmet on.
It's like
Dark, are you
Meldina
getting it
or
on?
something
Are
like
you getting
that.
on PlayStation or Xbox?
That's a good question, dude. I might get it on Xbox. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. Because
He's gonna wait until he figures out which system runs it better. That's what it's gonna be.
No, he's right. No, he's absolutely right. I'll probably. So what edition's better? Whatever console runs it better, I'll probably get it on. I mean, shoot, who knows if it runs better on PC? Maybe I'll get on PC. I don't know. Even though I hate playing on PC. But I love those games, so
Yo,
I'd rather see it at the best quality it can possibly be.
yo, shout out to RG Viper hitting up that super chat one more time. Thank you for the support, brother. He says they showed the PC version, and if it looks last gen on PC, then I have no hope for the XS or PS5 looking good. See, when it comes down to it, I don't think it looked bad. I really don't think it looked bad. I think
it looked like from software game.
There was like some atmospheric effects when you looked into the distance. I think the horse in it is absolutely humorous. They got those like what do they call them, like spirit fountains that make the horse jump up like crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, I started cracking up when I saw that. But
yeah, it's cool though. But that's the thing with this game. You got to remember this is From Software's open world experience. Like the other ones haven't been open world. They're RPGs, but they're more in line of like a linear type of RPG.
But see that's what I was going to say. Certain things like what you can do with the map and how you can highlight where like crazy hard enemies are, or where there's stuff for crafting, and you'll see it in the game and stuff, and like kind of like making that world your own. I think that's a really cool idea. I don't believe any other From Software games really did that before either.
They've never done that.
So I mean, I think that gives it a fresh kind of like take on that From Software, that Dark Souls-esque type game, and it really you really kind of flesh out the world yourself. Like I know.
I'll say this to his statement. I was actually expecting it to look worse because of the fact that it's open world. To be honest, like I was expecting it to look worse because From Software has always been like that. They've always like made it kind of. It doesn't look that great, you know. It looks good, but it's not like, oh my god, the graphics are amazing, you know.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see. But we got to get other people in on this. Predator, are you a Dark Souls fan? Predator.
Yeah, where's your credentials, bot?
What are you talking about? You're seeing my credentials. Look at what I've been. You've just been seeing first place after first place when it comes to these races.
Because Elusive Gamer goes, wait, Xbot didn't know
Fred's
the name?
like, fuck this shit.
Where's
I'm
the
out.
credentials?
No, I'm here. I'm out.
Oh, damn
muted.
you,
Alright.
damn you, Jay.
I didn't hear you guys.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you mind joining the show? It's so like you just gotta let me know. Fred? Yeah. Fred.
Oh
I'm here.
shit, what's going on with Fred, man?
I didn't hear
I don't
anything y'all said. I lost my sound.
Fred, stop texting K-Meg's wife, man. Come on.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Can you guys not hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Okay. Yeah, everything went out for a second. I lost everything for like about 30
Dude,
seconds.
did you
So
download
I'm
Windows
here.
11? Maybe that's what.
I did. And it's
Yeah,
probably
that's
the
what it
problem.
is.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's the same
downloading
reason
that-
why I didn't download it. I'm scared.
Like
Yo,
it just randomly mutes for some strange reason. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where the fuck did
Oh
I
well,
come
welcome to the stuff that I was having. What I was having the problems with when I was in the beta form of Windows 11. It working spotless now. So, and you know what, but I will talk. You know what? I could be really messy, but I will not because I said I wasn't
You
going to be
should.
messy. Because I heard what you said.
What?
Ah.
What I say? What I
I
say?
heard what you said about talking about like Fred hollering at my wife, but I got
Yo, you gotta stop Come on, I'm helping you out there. I'm telling him you gotta stop texting me.
Helping you out.
Why you instigating? Why you over instigating?
Yeah, I'm helping you out.
I got you.
All right. What was your question to me before I lost sound?
Dude, I asked if you were a Dark Souls guy, but
I'm not really a Dark Souls guy. I did play Sekiro on PC. That game fucking pissed me off, but I beat it.
Oh, you beat it. That's
But-
impressive, bro.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll go. I want to play Elden Ring. I just after looking at it, and everything from Sekiro just came back. It's like
it's like
The
bad
nightmare
dream.
came back.
it's like oh man, do I really want to do that to myself again? So I do want to play it. I probably will play it. Even with Sekiro, I waited a while to get into it.
Yeah, you did. I remember that.
I waited a little bit to get into it. I'll play it eventually, but I'll probably save it for like the summer when there's nothing out, and it's probably a little bit cheaper. And they've worked out all the bugs and stuff. And it's not gonna be like a day one buy for me, but I'll try it out. I definitely want to try it, but it's just after the holidays, I'll probably still be playing Halo and Battlefield and Forza and whatever the fuck else comes out around that time. Like, I know we got a big spring coming up, so if I bought that game, I would literally just put it on the back burner. I'd play a little bit of it, get pissed off at it, and put it down, and I'd probably never pick it up again until I had some free time. So I'd rather just wait until it's fresh, and I can just play it all the way through instead of trying to do. Here's a couple of days, I'm pissed off, put it down, pick it up 2 months later, try to figure out what I have to do again. I've done that before. That's not really a good way to game. So I'll try it. I'm just I thought the footage looked decent. It's what Dark said is Dark Souls, Sekiro, and everything else mixed into one. So I think it has some promise. A lot of people are looking forward to this game, so I think it's going to be fine as far as getting people into it. It's just a matter of how difficult is it going to be, and how many people are going to stick with it and finish it when they buy it. And that's going to be the telltale sign right there. But yeah, I'll try it, but don't expect to see no gameplay footage of it.
Dude, oh come on, bro! If you get it, man, we need that footage.
Y'all watching me die 50 times. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I want to
yo,
see like a Kids Move video, where he's like punching his controller and shit, something like that.
yeah,
No,
hilarious.
Fred just
That
shuts
was
it off. He's
no,
just like,
no
yeah,
one
fuck
ever
this.
goes full Kids Move. Okay, don't ever go full Kids Move on that. All right.
That game
Is that
was
gonna be a term
frustrating,
now?
man.
Never go full Kids Move.
Yo, pretty much. I think we started something right here, man. I think we did.
Oh shit.
Yo, and shout out to Dreadpool. Dreadpool is in the chat. What is up, bro? It is good to see all you guys in the chat. Like I said before, definitely share the link out. Let people know what is going on. And if you really want something to be said on here, you can always hit up the super chat. But we got to go to K Mega's high ass, man. Yo, dude, brother, did you check out the new Elden Ring gameplay?
Yeah, I saw it.
What did you think, man?
It looked good. It looked good. I mean, I'm not going to play it, but it looked good.
See, I figure with it being more open world and stuff like that, it might cater to you more.
Listen, if it plays like Sekiro or more like Bloodborne, I will give it a shot when it's on sale. But if it plays like Demon Souls, not a chance. I'm not going to waste my money like I did with Demon Souls 2 and 3 because I bought both of them. And they're both on my PC and they're both on my Xbox, and they're both just in the art. They're in an abyss in my hard drive where they'll never be played again. I just can't play them. They're just not my type of game. Give me something that's like Devil May Cry, hardest difficulty. Because Sekiro was good. I didn't beat Sekiro. But Sekiro is frustrating, but that's probably the limit of my tolerance.
My
is
Dark
Sekiro.
Soulsness is Sekiro.
Yeah, that's my tolerance. Right after that, like even Mortal Shell, I was cool with.
I didn't fucking beat that. I got tired of fucking around that game.
Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't beat that either, but I mean, I have a tolerance for that, but it's more like, hey, look, but it's very limited. So for me, it's more like, I mean, give me Devil May Cry, give me Ninja Gaiden, give me Scarlet Nexus, give me some other games, and then give me a harder difficulty that if it's not challenging enough.
So good, yo, it's such
yeah. And to me, it's just for me. I'm never going to dog out a genre, even if I like it or not. I mean, there's very few genres that I can't get into, but the Demon Soul games, they're not interesting to me because they try so hard to want you to fail instead of this is right. Yeah, like I mean,
there's a fun versus failure aspect to a video game, and once it gets to the point where the failure is 90% and the fun is 10,
I can't do it now.
Get good, kid.
Wow.
I did Sekiro.
I see a lot of people that enjoy it, and that's fine. But for me, it's just like, you know what? That's cool. Like, I mean, I gave it a chance because I thought like maybe it was just because it didn't run well on the Xbox One. So I bought Demon Souls 3 for the PC, and it ran a lot better on the PC. But I still was having the same problem. Like, man, I'm trying to maneuver, and now he's tired, and this damn dude is still swinging this big ass sword, and then oh man, come on, no man, it just no. And then with Sekiro, the way that the game feels, the way that game looks, I think that's a beautiful game. I think that's an awesome game. I was not mad about the game-winning game of the year, even though I didn't beat it. But at least there was some times that, like, when you was fighting the guys with the spears, and then you was like to find the dude with the horse. Like there was just times like, okay, I can make these maneuvers and I can try to get it, but then it's kind of like, well, yeah, okay, you seem like you got the timing, so let's change this up a little bit. You ain't get the timing, so how about you go ahead and try again? And I'm like, yeah, all right. How about I just cut you off and I'll play something else? So that's how I feel about it. But it looks really great. I mean, from when I was watching the gameplay, I was just like, damn, this looked like right up my wheelhouse. Even the lore of Demon Souls looked right up my wheelhouse. I really want to get immersed into that world. But it's like, no, give me some tight controls like Ninja Gaiden, like Devil May Cry, like those type of games. And then if I lose to a tough enemy, at least I know why. That was something with Bloodborne that I wasn't never mad about. Because if I lost to something, then I know that it was kind of like my fault. It's still there was still a fluidity within Bloodborne that was not in Demon Souls. And And if this game is more like Bloodborne and Sekiro, I will definitely give it a chance later on down the line. If it's all just about like Demon Souls 2 and 3, not a chance. Not even going to bother with it. But I am glad that people are excited for it, and it's going to sell really well, regardless of how I feel about it. So
what?
It's Dark
that's
Souls,
a
not
plus.
Demon Souls. Just letting you know.
Whatever the hell this.
Whatever, same fucking thing, man.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yo, you know, one thing I absolutely love.
Don't let me be country. Let me be high. Go ahead.
Yeah, one thing I absolutely love about this panel is the absolute honesty. Like some people out there would try to hide the fact that oh, I didn't beat this game or something like that. They would just go on with what they did play. Like this guy, that enemy, this and that or whatnot. But multiple people on this panel were just like, yeah, no, I didn't beat the game, and honest with you, I can only take it in little chunks and stuff like that. Shout out to you guys. A lot of love, a lot of respect for you gamers. So let's see, Crispy, do you have anything to say about the Elden Ring gameplay, bro?
Never played a Souls game. Probably never will.
No interest?
That isn't it. I maybe down the road. Maybe you never know. Like that's where I go and say like if one of these games like legit like was like advertised and dropped in Game Pass and like people were paying attention, you never know. But as of now, like the one thing I will say is they created their own genre, man. Like you can't sit here and hate on anybody that likes this game.
Right.
You know, likes any of these games. You know what I mean? Like you can't, because at the end of the day, most people say it's one of the hardest single player games you're ever going to play. You're ever going to play. You know what I mean? Single player. So that's impressive. They, visuals, throw them to the side. I mean, even Dark's like the visuals aren't that great, but I'm sure, what he expects from FromSoft for, fighting mechanics and everything else is on par, and that's what he wants. And you know what? I can't say a damn word to that. That makes total sense. I'm all about gameplay, and it's just not my type of game. That's it. So enjoy it.
Nice, and that, again, that's always good to hear, because there's not a game out there that's for absolutely everybody. If you ever notice, games do kind of like carve out a community from the bigger community, and when it's all said and done, not everybody is going to like the game. Now, I have never experienced a Dark Souls game. To me, it kind of looks like a drag, but that's just to me. It kind of looks like I'm not a fan of possibly going down this alleyway or down this path and then not realizing that I'm not supposed to really be there because these enemies are so OP until I'm at the boss and he's kicking my ass constantly.
That's the problem with the Demon Souls games. It's not even a boss. It will be it'll be like a minion now putting hands on your ass. Like that's not like whoa.
Yeah, the minions are a lot of times the minions are bosses. A lot of the time, the bosses are just because a lot of times the bosses are like the bigger bosses, like the bosses that are pretty huge.
Well, there's a rhythm to them.
Yeah, there's a rhythm to them. So like you can kind of get away from them pretty quickly if they're like big and kind of slow and kind of they don't really kind of do too much. They're pretty easy. Like there was like the only Souls game I didn't beat was Demon Souls, and that's because Demon Souls, the bosses were way too easy, in my opinion. Like the game just felt way too easy.
I mean, that was their first iteration, at that point in time. Like, and then they realized what they had and what their audience really wanted, and they kind of started cranking it up after that. Like I could definitely see that. But I will say, the dude on the horse in the gameplay, that dude looked like a pain in the ass. Like he was swinging kind of like I don't know what the staff with the sword blade on the end, what you would technically call that, but he was swinging that thing, and then you saw as his health got down, then he started, while he was swinging it was shooting out like red lightning and hitting the ground and stuff. I will say I did see a varied amount of I guess you would call it magic that you could use as well. Some of it looked really cool. It brought me back to like the first time I played Final Fantasy VII. I was always like, about the summonses and the magic that I was using and stuff like that.
And a lot of A lot of times the magic is OP, dude. It's
It
pretty
looked like
OP.
it. It looked
a
like
lot
it.
of times.
He was getting hammered by some of it, man. It looked kind of crazy. So, shout out to all the Souls people out there. I know you guys got to be excited for this. Now, I think the graphics were okay. I see a lot of people bitching about it, like on social media and whatnot, but
Graphically, it looks fine.
graphics are only one part of it as well. Like, as long as it looks decent and plays the way you want it to play, like, there's no problem there. But on that note, since we're talking about graphics, again, I'm going to point to the gameplay that is being shown. Yes, it is Forza Horizon 5, and a couple guys on the panel have had a chance to play it. And I'm going to start with Predator on this. Pred, I know you've had a chance to play it. I got to ask, what are your kind of like first thoughts and impressions of Forza Horizon 5, bro?
Well, initially I was pissed off because I was playing on PC and I could not get the settings right. Part of it, user error. Part of it, I just thought that maybe it needs some updates and stuff like that. And that's
why I'm a
basically what
gamer.
it was.
Go ahead.
I just had to update one of my drivers and stuff like that. And then, I got this beast PC and I was like, oh, I'm turning everything up. I'm fucking turned up in this motherfucker. Everything was on max, and that was my mistake.
Burnt out, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at my CPU usage. It was like 57 degrees and shit. I was like, okay, that's a little high, and so I turned everything down. And I looked at when you play on PC, sometimes they give you recommended settings for your games, which are never right, And that's what I went with initially, and so I was like, this doesn't look right. So I went ahead and boosted everything up. I said, let me start at the top threshold and then work my way down to see how the game's gonna look. And so I went like maxed everything, like fucking God mode. And this shit was like shutting off. I got a 3080 with a 1090, a 10900 CPU for you nerds out there. At the time I bought it, was the top of the line shit. So I could not run this with a 3080.
Damn.
Well,
you couldn't run it max everything with a 3080.
No, I couldn't run it max everything. So I was like, fuck, man. And it's like, so then I started thinking about when I was playing Flight Simulator, I did the same thing. I put everything up and then started working my way down to see what settings I got. So I ended up having to go to ultra everything. And then I had it I forgot what they call it, extreme. And I had it, the highest setting you can go is extreme, which is probably like a 3090 type shit. I don't have that. So I went extreme everything. I had this shit up to 120 frames per second going, and it was dropping like just immediately. Like it was working for a little bit, and then it would just drop down to 20 frames. And I could not figure out why. And then I went and looked at the settings again, and I had to drop it down to ultra. So I mean, but after all that fuckery, I started playing it, and it was great. I've already got 8 hours into the game. I played all fucking day today. I'm sitting at work, like, I'll be back. I got a meeting. Let's move this meeting back a couple hours, guys. Let's do this tomorrow. I completely shut down.
Yo, he pushed back
everything.
Work.
Yeah. And I played the game all fucking day. I'm loving it. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at typically when Xbox comes out with a game, I know we don't really like talking about scores here, but we kind of have to about this one. But there's always that one dumbass that gives it like a low score, right? Like you'll have like a 9 here, 9 here, 9 here, and just some asshole gives
with
like a 40.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? I don't know, you like racing games and shit. They didn't do this time. And so it makes me wonder. Yeah, we went through this last time with the last Forza. Like, could a racing game be nominated for Game of the Year? Is that possible? And it never made it that far. But I mean, this is the highest rated game this year, I believe, so far anyway. And it's I'm looking at Twitter, and mind you, everybody ain't played it yet. There's a couple of us who, moved to New Zealand this today.
Yeah.
That played it.
It's amazing how much New Zealand looks like Mexico, by the way.
Yeah, right. But the masses won't even get to play this till Tuesday, right? And they'll get a chance to chime in and see, how good the game is, other than just looking at it and hearing about it on Twitter. If you think Twitter exploded today, wait till Tuesday, when other people get it in their hands and they're playing it for the first time, and then you start seeing it. No, it's tomorrow, right? Whoever had the ultimate.
Well, the ultimate is tomorrow. The
who didn't break the rules. We'll get it tomorrow, and then you'll see everybody chiming in. But like this whole weekend's gonna be full with number fours and shit. Like we all know that's gonna happen. So and I'm not like K Mega. I won't play this religiously and beat every fucking thing, get 100% on or anything like that. I won't do that. I will play this game I will probably play this one for a while. I haven't been able to put it down, and I don't know if it's because I'm just bored and don't have any games to play
I'm
right
thinking
now.
about it right now, like as we're on the
Yeah,
show.
I fired it up while we were talking. I'm like, let me try to get a couple of laps in real quick. You know, like, but it's a really, really good game. I mean, even if you don't like racers, like it's something that you'll probably, you know, especially with it being in Game Pass, you'll probably jump in and play it if you have Game Pass, just because you can. It's something to do really quick. You can do a couple of races like within like a 15, 20-minute time period and get in and get out. And even if you're not looking to get stats and stuff like that, it's just a fun game to play. And I'm loving it. And I'm not a huge racer fan, but I'm loving it so far. I like the more closed circuit. I like Forza Motorsports, more like Horizon series, but I'm enjoying the game so far. I mean, it's scratching every itch that I could ever think of wanting in a racer. They're doing it for me in this game. So like, I mean, you guys that are gonna play this are gonna be in for a treat when you actually get your hands on it.
Yeah, and a lot of those new people that you said that, with it being in Game Pass, you could just download it, pick it up and play it. I'm not sure. They might have xCloud with this as well, so you might be able to start playing it right off the bat.
Playing it on my Steam Deck.
we'll see when it's like out there for everybody. But one thing, Pred, because you played Forza Horizon 4, right?
Mm-hmm. I played all the Forzas, yeah.
Now, one thing I'll say about 5, in accordance or comparison to 4, like 4 was really good. I played a lot of 4, but like the sense of accomplishment and stuff, I feel like Forza Horizon 5, with how they have it set up, with how they have the different kind of like sections, the wilds, the apex, the street section, and how they have like kind of like little stories within that area, little ways to progress, the reward system and stuff. I feel like there's a lot more sense of accomplishment in this one, and that's what gets me to play it. Like I already cleared out the wild section. I was playing today, and I already cleared that out in terms of like story content showcases. They have different showcases for each section as well. Did you get that feeling as well? I feel like there's more of a sense of accomplishment in this one as opposed to the 4th one, which guys, you already know. I played it. I thought it was a great game, but I feel like this one, it feels like there's more meaning behind the races. I don't know how to explain it, except that I feel more accomplished progressing through this one than I did in 4.
Yeah, I could see that, and I will say that the game doesn't really like lead you. Like when you look at that map, there's so much. It's so busy. You have to filter that shit out. And so if you're just trying to do just a story, and follow that path of what they're doing with that, like you'll feel like you're getting something done. Like I see where you're coming from, because I remember playing 4 and I just felt like I'm just driving around. I'm going to this event, that event, didn't know where I was going and what I was supposed to be doing as far as the story of the game went. But yeah, I could see that. I kind of agree with you on that one. I feel like when I finish something, like they reward me enough that I felt like I did something I'm supposed to do, and then there's progression in the story when you do that, like with certain things you do. It took a minute to figure it out, because I didn't really play the story too much on 4. I got into it, but I kind of like bounced around, started doing random shit. Like, oh look, a new mission, new race, new this, new that, and I ended up just kind of veering away from what the main story was. But on this one, while I'm playing it now, actually I'm following the accolades that I have to earn to get to the next point of the chapter and unlock other stuff. So I'm playing it a little differently than I usually do. But like when I finish a race, it immediately gets me into the next part of the accolade, and I can finish the story this time, versus before I was just kind of like, oh, like a deer in the headlights, just staring at this shit, like what the fuck am I supposed to do next? And so yeah, I hear where you're coming from now. So
the narration in between the races and stuff like that, they're talking about the area and like why you're racing through this, and like where like they just showed the picture of the statue, which I'm pretty sure a bunch of other like streamers and stuff have already captured that race, like, many times over. But there's just there's a narration there that just keeps you going, man.
Yeah, my only knock on it, man, they need to work on their character customizations, man, because like every character on there, I'm like, that's not a black person. That's not like there's like 2 black people on here, a bunch of Asians, some white people, and it's like I don't know. I fix that aspect of it. Like they gotta fix like even though you don't like you see your character when you go to the cutscenes, but you don't really see him in the car unless you have like a convertible or something like that. But like that's not who I look like. And I can't even get it to match anything anything I look like in a real person. And then the voices don't even match. I got this black guy with a Australian accent. Like,
Yo, for real.
Like this is who I'm supposed to sound like. And so like they give you 2 voices. At least that's what I saw when I played it. So and none of them like the male voice that they give you male or female voice, and the male voice does not look like it matches my character whatsoever. So they gotta fix that shit. But yeah, I can't wait till you guys get in this so I can gift you guys some some cars and stuff like that. And
yeah, you can gift cars to people as well. I love that. Like I'm gonna be gifting like cars with my
all
vinyl
garbage cars that I don't want to drive. I'm gonna gift them to everybody. There's
I'm
achievement.
gonna hook people up with like Lambos and stuff like that, dude. I'm already over 1 million credits in the game. Like, it's when it comes down to it, it's pretty easy to get your money up in the game. But it's still a challenge. I think Playground, and again, previous iterations of Forza Horizon have been really good. All right, but I think they finally found a certain groove with this one, a certain pacing when it comes to the races and unlocking and still giving the freedom out for you to choose how you progress. I think they absolutely nailed this. For people who know me, the original Forza Horizon is my favorite one. The one set in Colorado that was still to this day was my favorite one. I gotta say, right now, Forza Horizon 5 is a close second place to that. And the only reason why it would be second place is there's still no club car garage. And that's something I absolutely loved in the original Forza Horizon. You could take your own cars, put them in the club garage, and anybody that belonged to your club, anybody that was a part of the club you were in, could use those cars for their single player, for multiplayer races, whatever they were doing. They can use those cars, and that's the only reason why Forza Horizon 5 is a close second as opposed to being first. They dead on when it comes to the graphics. The gameplay you're seeing is on a Series S, by the way. It looks absolutely phenomenal. The game feels great. You can go 60 FPS, and even in 60 FPS, the detail is still there. You go into performance mode, and it's still there. The only thing is there's a couple less pieces of vegetation on the ground as opposed to the quality mode, which is 30 FPS. But the look, the sound. I hooked up an Audi RS, and I upgraded the engine, and you can instantly hear the difference in the car. You can hear the turbos spin up and stuff. They finally fixed the sound, which was a big problem for a lot of people when it came to Forza Horizon 3 and Forza Horizon 4. And they absolutely fixed that. They went back, worked it from the ground up, and it just means it makes it that much better. I am having an absolute blast with this game. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for more people to kind of get their hands on this. But anybody else on the panel, do you want to chime in? Because Pred did talk about the scores, and you guys know me. I'm meta who I don't really care about the scores, right? But it seems that a lot of people, a lot of gaming journalists and such, they're really digging this game. Anybody want to chime in on that?
Yeah, let me go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
ahead,
Chris. Let me go ahead
No
and
worries.
chime in because I was before. The reason why I was late is because I was working on a video that I'm going to be putting up here after the show, talking about this same point, and because I find it really amazing that a game that is 2021's highest ranked game or highest rated game so far is not going to most likely be considered for a nomination for Game of the Year. Shouldn't matter what genre it is. It shouldn't matter. Like that was the thing to me that when I remember we had this discussion years ago about what game was going to win Game of the Year.
I think we had this discussion with Forza Horizon 3. Like I think
yeah. We did, but I'm talking about like for another game. I'm talking about Overwatch. And I remember I told you guys, I was like, oh man, well, there was a different panel than it was. I mean, different panel, but everybody was like, Overwatch, no, man, it's going to be this other game, that other game, and then it was Uncharted 4. Like I'm telling you, this game, Overwatch, is something to behold, man. It is selling well. It is getting a lot of praise. There were people giving it 10s, all of that. And it won. And so I thought personally that gaming was going to start, like the gaming media was going to start introducing more games like that to the public. And then all of a sudden, here comes the fallout from what Phil said and from what EA said and all this and all that, the third. And single player games is on a decline and people aren't beating single player games. And then the media just went on a complete crazy tangent. And ever since then, it has been single player AAA title, back to back to back,
heavy story driven,
heavy story driven, and the media, the whole rest of the generation was like, no, we're not going to allow any single player games not to be considered for Game of the Year after that. And I'm not mad about the games that won, not at all, but it does bother me that when you look at the games that are the highest rated this year, they're not story-driven games. You're looking at like Age of Empires, you're looking at Racer, you look at Flight Simulator. You mean to tell me that those games aren't eligible because of what reasons? Now listen, Flight Simulator, is it going to sell a lot? No. But the title has been around the franchise has been around for over 30 years. Age of Empires, it's going to sell. Now, is it going to sell like or anything? But no, but it's highly popular. So people can try to nip, pinch here, pinch there, and say, oh, well, those games aren't going to hit the check marks. Forza Horizon hits every check, every last one of them. It's going to sell like hotcakes. It is highly popular. It is also highly rated. On top of that, it is considered the go-to racer or one of the most anticipated games of the year once it got announced. So how in the hell is it that a game like that, it should be praised more than it should be looked at as, oh, well, we'll just put it in the category with sports and other racers and the Forza will win and then we'll just move on for that. That is bullshit if they do not nominate this game to be a part of the rest of the games that's going to be there this year, which I know if we can look at it from just kind of make a wild guess, I do believe that the Resident Evil game is going to be nominated.
Psychonauts 2 better be nominated, by the way.
Psychonauts 2 should be nominated, but who knows? Ratchet and Clank might get It Takes Two. I myself personally, I got a soft heart for I can't think of the game I was just talking about it earlier when I was saying it was better to me. It's better than Tales of Arise. The game you said that you're playing right now with
Scarlet Nexus.
Scarlet Nexus, right? So
don't forget Deathloop. Deathloop's probably going to be in there too.
Yeah, you jab took it.
I don't know about that. But
I'm telling you, dude, because of how highly rated the game was. I'm just saying that's what I'm saying.
Death's Door definitely should be in that category because a lot of people like that game. So to me, it's like this is a very odd year for games with these type of ratings. Normally, it would have been if Horizon Forbidden West or God of War came out this year, those games or one of those games would definitely be in the nomination. But now you have you have something that is a melting pot, and if this doesn't get Forza to get that opportunity to at least to be nominated, then I feel that the VGAs is full of bullshit. And the only reason why I would watch it is only just for upcoming games is going to be there and announcements and things like that. Because at that point, if it's not, and this is for all these other editorials and everything else that's out there, if this game is not available, because even I know Halo's going to be coming out, but I don't see Halo going. I think the max for Halo will probably be a 90. I don't see Halo getting to a 91 or 92. It could, and that would be nuts if it did.
Well,
I just think
the weird thing about Halo, I think the one thing that would keep it off the list is the fact that it is split into two. Like
right, that's right,
and
it's a shooter, and you know how the media is about shooters. You know the pew pews. So it's so that story is going to have to be compelling as hell. Now that could give it if the story is really compelling like they want it to be, then because it's separated might give it more of a chance. But I feel that Halo is probably going to be anywhere from an 87 to a 90. That's just me personally. But there's no question, Forza Horizon 5 should definitely be up there because it hit all the check marks.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I love the topic, and I want to hear what everybody else thinks about like Forza's chances, because it is a racing game, but you see kind of like the response to it right now has been like off the chain. I'll go as far as to say it might be nominated and win in terms of multiplayer game of the year. I don't think, because you start talking about games like Death's Door, Resident Evil, even throwing Psychonauts in there, which I'm hoping, because Psychonauts is an incredible game.
Incredible game, yeah.
It fits that alley where you're talking about single player, story driven, and the stories in there without going out and saying kind of like the issues that were going on between the people that Rasputin was going in their heads, but seeing the issues that they did have and kind of like tackling those issues within them. I think that is a game that definitely should be in the nomination, but I don't know. I don't see them nominating a racing game, which is an absolute shame, because at the end of the day,
that's a joke.
A game is a joke. Game.
A game is a game. It doesn't matter about the genre, and that also opens up like, why is it that a fighter can't be a game of the year? Why is it that a puzzle game cannot be a game of the year? Why is it RTS? Why is it that it's only just only dictated by one or just centered around one genre of game? And that's another problem for me, is what they do with racing and sports category. They just clump them together. Oh, who cares? Like, those devs don't work their ass off to make quality racers and sports games. Like, I mean, that to me is the problem. Is that they tried that who are the people in charge? They only want you to think of one certain type of game instead of looking at the broad spectrum. And that to me is the reason why the VGAs can't be taken seriously unless they start really opening up the opportunity for people to start seeing these other games have a chance to win.
Dirt, I would love for our special guest to get on this. What do you think about the chances, what K Mega is saying here in terms of game of the year? Because like, I feel this is an interesting topic, man. I want to hear your opinion on this.
I think this is a great topic. And to be honest, I just don't know if they will even nominate it for Game of the Year, because it is a racing game. I mean, if you look at like the Oscars, most of the time, best movies are usually some dramatic movie, right? They don't never have an action movie or a comedy get nominated for best movie. I mean, it's just how it is.
That is a great point, by the way. Great point.
Yeah, I mean, it's just how it is. And for whatever reason, with exception of Overwatch, the nominees or the games that have won in the past are usually story-based games. I I know there are some games like Hades that got nominated one year. What's it, Celeste or some other game like that. But for the most part, like I said, with the exception of Overwatch, most of the games are single player story driven games. Forza probably should be there. Absolutely, no doubt about it, because that game is high quality. I haven't played it yet, but I will next tomorrow morning. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it is what it is, and I just don't think they're going to nominate Forza. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope that you guys are right. I hope it's there because it probably deserves to be there. But I just don't know. You know,
You'll find out tomorrow, man. You'll find out that it definitely deserves to be there.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yo, Crispy, what do you think about this, brother? I know you got to have an opinion on this, man. Do you think when it comes down to it that Forza might have a chance to get nominated here?
If they do the right thing, they will. But let's put it this way. I've actually said this before on this podcast that I think Playground is the best developer Microsoft has ever purchased.
I'll say they're the most consistent, man. There's never like really a lot of problems or anything
I'm
like that.
I'm gonna tell you, if Fable comes out and does really well, and you know, for the meta people, if it has a 90+ meta, I will guarantee that people are gonna recognize that Playground knows what the hell they're doing. And the one thing I'll say is I'm not a huge racing fan. Actually, like I only love the Need for Speed franchise because I got chased by cops all the time, and that was fun to me.
They still need cops in Forza Horizon 5, by the way.
And that's where, you know, I'm always going to have a gripe, but I will say the setting and what they've done, the amount they invested in making this game is absolutely ridiculous. They basically mapped almost the entire country of Mexico. Like, you know, and they downsized it in certain ways that it doesn't feel like less vast than it really is. And you have rainforest, you have deserts, you have all these things that this cold ass motherfucker up here in New England is like, hell yeah, let me go driving this shit.
Yeah,
You know
let's
what I
go.
mean?
Let's go down there right now.
So on top of that, the visuals, everything else, what they've done with this game, and they even just said it like maybe like, you know, 10 hours ago that, you know, they did this all isolated basically. That's impressive.
That's
and
a great
so
point
far,
too, man.
so far from what you guys say, I mean, I know they're playing on New Zealand. You got to realize, people, that you can go play on New Zealand. Xbox don't care. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you right now. Whoever's on here, it's like, I can't do it. I choose not to because once I get in, I'm going to be up until 3 o'clock in the morning, and then there's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? Then I got to get up in like 5 hours. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to do it. But if you have the day off tomorrow or you just want to play the game, no matter what, go do it. Xbox doesn't care. They're testing their servers all over the place. You're going to go and switch back to your region. They know that. You know what I mean? Like they don't care. So don't worry about that. But I'm excited to play the game because of the atmosphere that it gives. Like it gives, you know, this atmosphere that I've never felt, and I live in North America. You know what I'm saying? I've never felt the Canadian atmosphere, how they live their lives. The Mexican atmosphere, same thing. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how they live their lives. But at the least, I could see these great views that they see. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, I don't see those views. I have a bunch of trees. I got all the leaves falling now. The snow's about to come down. Like, there's not really any views up here unless you come from October, September area and the leaves actually turn color, which this year I still have green trees in my backyard. So it's just all over the place. Like, you know, Mexico is a totally different area, has a consistent view, but I've never been in a rainforest. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be just amazing just to do that. So, you know, the visuals they've done, all the work they've done, I mean, it's paying off. And when you got Digital Foundry, like, smashing fanboys in the face, I mean, that's highly enjoyable because they don't do that. Like John Littleman, like, was like, no, you're wrong, bro. Like, you're wrong. And I was like, oh, damn. Like, I haven't seen this. So I'm super happy that they're getting the recognition they deserve. But at the same time, I look at the reactions of the entire community that I have around me, and it's all positive.
Yes.
And that's what matters.
Definitely. Yo, Christopher Hart, man. Yo, I'm gonna say something to you, bro. And you remember these words. Keep that same energy because you are hyped over Gran Turismo. So you're just saying it's just a racing game. Relax. After 7 years later, Xbox guys happy with a Xbox game. Now see here, bro. Just a racing game. Gran Turismo is just a racing game. So when that comes out, I can guarantee you're going to be all over Twitter singing its praises, even if it's absolute garbage. Even if it's absolute garbage. So, bro, keep that same energy. So now, since you're saying it's just a racing game, remember, Gran Turismo is just a racing game.
Hey, yo, Chris Hart, you POS.
Bro,
he's not gonna buy it anyway, and if he does, he ain't gonna finish it.
Yo, Dirt, he's learned that he's gotta be very careful when it comes to the next podcast because Predator will time his ass out like real quick,
yeah,
bro.
Hey, man, like Prayer would actually time him out on like WBG too if he come in diabetes.
They over there hurting because they on that
Diabetes.
Time right now. So.
Oh goodness.
That's it.
Yo, but I gotta say for open
Remember that
world
diabetes gaming? I mean that's what they were saying when Xbox was supposed to not have no games. Yeah, diabetic gaming. So I mean, come on, man.
But
now if y'all about to start talking trash, I love that, but go ahead.
TTS, bro. TTS.
Yeah, I love that.
But no, guys, well, we got to get into kind of like what we call the headlines for this past week, and it came out that Microsoft and Sega are building a strategic partnership when it comes to game development using the Azure cloud platform. And when it comes to social media, dude, I have seen every color of the rainbow as to what is hypothetically going down between Microsoft, Sega, and of course Xbox. People are talking about exclusive games. People are like, no, it's the same partnership that they're doing with Sony and stuff like that. I will say, when this announcement came about, I might be the only one, but I was kind of disappointed because I always heard rumors of acquisition when it came to Microsoft, Xbox, and Sega. That Sega, there was a good chance it was going to become first party, and I thought that would have been an absolute phenomenal move when it comes to Xbox. Getting the likes of Sonic, all the classic Sega IP that could come back, Golden Axe, and all that stuff, man. I thought that would have been a great move, but it seems that now they're talking strategic partnership. And you know what, Dirk? I'm gonna come back to you on this one, man. And I have a feeling everybody has opinions to this, but what do you think is going on between Microsoft and Sega? Do you and like, what do you think is going to be the effect when it comes to Xbox? Because again, people have been all over the place. I want to hear what you think, bro.
Well, Xbox, I got to be honest. I don't have a clue what the hell is going on. But the only thing I think that's going to happen, I don't necessarily believe is going to mean exclusive games for Xbox in the future. But I do think it will mean that every Sega game will come to the Xbox platform. No more Personas, the skipping Xbox, or anything like that. I do believe that every Sega game will be coming to the Xbox in the future, but I'm just not quite sure. I guess we don't know enough details. Similar to the Sony deal with we don't know what the hell is going on. We don't really know what their business partnership is. They're just saying, they're going to help us develop games using Azure. I mean, so it's like I don't really know the details. Like none of us do, for the most part. But I do believe it's a it's a positive. Well, unlike you, let me say first off, I'm gonna say I grew up Sega, everybody in my neighborhood was Nintendo, and I was that Sega guy. I had a Sega Master System. Then I had
You
the
were
Genesis.
bragging about that Mortal Kombat, weren't you?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a fact because my friends had the Super Nintendo version. I had the Sega Genesis version, and they was like, "Wow." But I always felt that the whole Sega acquisition thing, I was kind of like, I was always, maybe. I don't think they should get Sega, but it's good to see they have some type of partnership going on. They're on good terms, and hopefully in the future, like I said, hopefully all Sega games come to the Xbox platform, and so we'll see what happens. But as far as what's going on, I'm not going to sit up here and make up some stuff because I have no idea, bro. But it's cool though.
I got you, bro. I got you. Yo, shout out to Future Generations. He's saying that there will be exclusives, multiplats, PC, Game Pass, etc. I will say, Dirt, I love what you said about, no more Sega games like not coming to the Xbox platform. I'm actually going to go even one step further on that because I feel like the partnership is really going to be tight knit. I'm going to say at least Game Pass. When it comes down to it, get the personas that have already come out, but then the titles that come out in the future with Sega. You got Microsoft working with them, Azure platform. Of course, they're probably going to have if they need help with development and stuff like that, because Microsoft, Xbox, they've always been like that. They're like, hey, we'll help you out. I remember with partnerships, I think it might have been Tomb Raider. I forget which games, but they were sending developers over to that third party development team to kind of get the game running correctly. And
I remember
like
that. I think it was Destiny, I believe. First Destiny.
Destiny.
They sent some guys over there to get it to run at 1080p, maybe, or something like that. That you're talking about. Yeah, I believe that was Destiny.
So when it comes down to it, they will really kind of like work with the publisher, work with the developer. So I'm thinking that at the least games coming out in the future, and I'm agreeing with you, Dirt. I think that was a great kind of like a great thing to point out. No more Sega games missing it, and I'm going to go a step further in saying that the Sega games will be going into Game Pass. I'm not going to go as far as what some people do out there on social media, like that Xbox is going to get everything, including the kitchen sink when it comes to Sega. I'm not going that far. I kind of try to stay in the middle when it comes to that. But I don't know. We got to get Crispy in on this. I have a feeling Crispy might really want to get in on this. Crispy, we heard the announcement, and another thing is, I believe Sarah Bond came out and said she was excited about this as well. And Sarah Bond's she's all about the games. So that was really interesting. But Crispy, what do you think is going on here? How far do you think this partnership stretches? What do you think is going to be the effect when it comes to Xbox?
I think it's going to be huge for both companies. That's what I think.
Okay.
They said strategic partnership, did they not?
Yes, sir.
They also talked about a super game. What the hell is that? What's a super game?
I don't know. It's probably the same thing as a quadruple A studio.
Well,
I mean,
I think that's in the same realm as like Phantasy Star.
Dude, that's where I was going, because how many times K Mega said Phantasy Star, they still playing it over in Japan and Korea and a lot of other, Asian markets. Like, they're still playing Phantasy Star to this day, like all the time. And I go and say, well, what did Sega Sammy do? They shut down part of their company. Okay? They were huge in the arcades. They basically just shut it down like nothing. Like literally like nothing. And that's when everybody was like, oh, they're selling. Well, what if they shut it down to reinvest? And hypothetically, what if Microsoft went to them and said, okay, Sega, we understand like you could buy into our servers, but how about you provide us content on the Western market? Because, it's been a long time since you've really had like huge games that have done really well in the Western market. So how about you provide Game Pass on the Western market content and we'll help you build this cloud infrastructure. Possibly they could make their own app, and we don't know unless we talk to somebody that lives in Japan or something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
They could have their own app that says Sega app, and it's run by Microsoft. And it could be just this partnership where they're not really exchanging money, but they're exchanging content and time and work. You know what I'm saying? Like time is money. How many times we heard that in our lives, right? So I mean, hypothetically, they make, a lot of these great franchises like Sonic and stuff like that, just, in the realm of Xbox
Sonic.
and have this little arcade thing that you download, like, Rare Replay, for example, kind of the same thing. And people will download it. You know what I mean? Because there's probably a game there. If you're of the age that you played Sega, you had that Genesis, you had a Saturn, you had a whatever, you know what I mean? You had a Dreamcast and you played those games. I mean, imagine, they have something that has Crazy Taxi on there again. And it's kind of like, it's just made for Xbox, and it's not like really done anything else, but it plays on Xbox and it plays well. I think people will gravitate towards that. And I think those simple things could like be a partnership where they're not just trading money and like, Sega's just paying them. You know what I mean? Like that's the way I look at it, because at the end of the day, like, and this is my argument, Microsoft is really not looking for money anymore. Like they are the richest company in the world, technically. Okay. They just outpaced Apple. If you don't pay attention to business, they took over Apple spot. They are the richest company in the world. What do they want to make better? They want to make Game Pass better. How do you do that? You add more content to it.
Well, when it comes to gaming, because like you said, they're $1 trillion company now. They're going to make money. You can tell, when it comes down to it, that they're investing to make Xbox the name. Like when you're like, hey, video games, the first thing people think about is Xbox. Like that's what they're investing in. They're investing in the future, because you see what they're doing with cloud gaming, what they're doing with the gaming service that is Game Pass, the kind of like all the press that is getting as it's being developed. Like that's what they're aiming for. They're aiming for, I don't want to say dominance, because then that gets this whole kind of like competition console war thing going, but they're aiming to be that first name that you think of when somebody says games. Like, and they're investing hard into being that.
Well, I mean, let's be honest for a second. You think of streaming games at this point, even though it still technically has been fully released. I mean, the best experiences seem to be on xCloud, no matter what. And as they roll out this next little thing they do, and it goes into Xbox One and everything else, the OG one, the big old fat, and all of a sudden you're playing Forza Horizon 5 on your OG fat. People are going to be realizing that they don't care about just linear sales. They are thinking about the future of what it's become. And you can go back and say, games as a service. When how many times we hated that, and it's already happened. It's done. It's there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could sit here and deny it, but it's there. You could play your single player games, that's fine. But you have a multiplayer game that's making 3 to 4 times the amount you're ever going to make. And I think that's, where we're going to get into at some point. Every gaming company has to have some kind of aspect of that in one way, shape, or form. And it seems like Microsoft's just like, okay, we have our platform. We have a Netflix style gaming service, and we are going to use that to develop games and add on gaming companies that may not want to be bought, like Sega. I mean, we all thought they were getting purchased. They did not. Okay, which I'm fine with. It's as long as Sega is around, I don't care in which way, shape, or form. I'm cool with it. Okay. You know what I mean? But that's the whole thing. Like, they're doing it strategically. They're thinking about the future. And, to have a partner like Microsoft to go and say, okay, we have all these servers. They probably have already got everything ready to roll there. You know, I believe they're out of beta in Asia, if I'm not mistaken, because their infrastructure for internet is so much better than ours. You know, like South Korea, Japan, much better than ours. They're already 5G. They were 5G 2-3 years ago, to my knowledge. So, you know, to play on your phone and stuff like that is normal to them. And that's where, you know, this pandemic happened. Nobody wants to go to an arcade anymore. And Sega's like, we are losing money. Let's shut it down. And that's exactly what they did. That was actually a smart business move. They were going to put themselves in the ground if they didn't shut it down. And they didn't. And they said, okay, how do we reinvest? And you could go in Microsoft and be like, okay, we release Yakuza and all these other things, Phantasy Star, 2, all this stuff on, can you help us out? Can you make us relevant in the space that we have no clue? And I think that's where a partnership comes in, because Microsoft also knows that Sega has some damn good IPs.
Oh my goodness, they do.
And you go and say, okay, well, we understand, like, we don't want to intrude on what you're doing in your market, but at the same time, I want to be able to release this in the Western market. And that could be, it's a hypothetical. I'm just saying that could be the partnership. And you'd have no clue. That's why I hate when people are like, this is a press release. Why wouldn't they say that it was going to be on Game Pass? Because they're not going to release every damn game on Game Pass. Or we're never going to see it because we're in the Western market. That's the point. You know what I'm saying?
When they say strategic partnership, it's a strategy. Like it kind of like puts them together closer than anybody else within the industry that they're in. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to just like roll out their plans for everything. You're going to see it as it develops and such, because it's strategic. They don't want the other quote unquote competitors also.
And let's be honest, Bob, what would happen if they said, all of the games that Sega comes out with are going to be released day and date in Game Pass? Either now, even in the Asian market, they're going to be undervalued, number one. Or number two, people are going to look at those games and say, well, that's just Game Pass fodder. Or that's what they do.
If they did that,
you know what I mean?
But that would be absolutely huge for the gamers. I think it would be great for Sega as well. I know Sega as a publisher, they have made games that have touched the hands of millions, even billions of people over the years. But let's be honest, a lot of their games, except for Persona, which Persona has their own community, but Sonic, the greatness of Sonic isn't what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And to get more people to play those games and to kind of create new fans from their classic IPs, and having them in a service that, people can just either download and, play it, or like you said, via xCloud, play it on their phone, play it wherever they want. It'll make new fans.
You say that about Sonic, but that is the most successful video game movie ever made.
Video game movie, and then they need to ride.
And that's name recognition,
hype,
bro.
They need to ride that hype.
But you know what? They will. But you have to have like your billions of dollar company, and you have trillions of dollar company, and trillions of dollar company really wants you to survive, and they're willing to partner with you. As a company, there's a point in time where you say, we got to do it because they have stuff that we don't have, and they are willing to help us. And I think that's where we're at right now. I think that's why this happened now. And I'm also very happy that Sega is still Sega. That's what they do. They are who they are. But I feel like they're going to share things to Xbox that they wouldn't with PlayStation. Maybe Nintendo. Nintendo might be the outlier. You might get the same things on Nintendo. But, Sega's like, Xbox, you're trying to help us, and you're not trying to just buy us, and you're not being like about that. Let's partner. Like, when all those rumors are going around for all that time that they're going to get bought, and then all of a sudden you see a partnership, I say, everybody's got some kind of page they're on that they're like, this is a winning page. And that's the way they look at it.
Okay, I got you, bro. I got you. I got to get my resident businessman in on this, and you guys know who I'm going to. Of course, I am going to Predator because Pred brings things into kind of like a different angle sometimes that a lot of people didn't think of business wise as well. So Pred, what do you think about this strategic partnership? Do you think it's something like what Sony is doing with Microsoft in terms of the Azure? Do you think there's something more? I think it's interesting that Sarah Bond kind of came out and tweeted it because we all know she's all about the games when it comes to Xbox. Like I'm interested on your take, brother.
So when I saw this, 'cause, we've been talking about. I mean, I think a lot of people talked about this Sony acquisition. I'm sorry, not Sony, but Sega acquisition for a while.
I was hoping for it. Yeah, I was hoping for it.
I think a lot of us were. I personally, I'm in the realm of Dirt. I didn't think that was a good pickup for Microsoft. I just look at the last. We're all thinking about the library of games, right? Like the stuff that they already have. Like the older stuff, like the Sonics or the Alex Kids, all those games from back then in the day. But they've had, recently anyway, Yakuza's, Fantasy Star, and my question was, how well did those games actually do, right? And that's my business side. Like, why would we pick up this company if they're making games that aren't selling well, and they have this huge library of games that they're not even making games, bringing out again, right? So, from my perspective, I thought that picking them up really wasn't a good idea for Microsoft. It gives us that Japanese market, yeah, but there were other ways to do it, and I think getting the acquisition instead of not acquisition, I'm sorry, the partnership instead of the acquisition makes more sense to me because they could still get those games in Game Pass without having to buy out Sega, right? It's a cheaper route to get them. I don't know what Sega gets out of this other than Azure stuff and cloud services and stuff like that. But what have they done with the cloud so far with their gaming?
I mean, maybe there hasn't really been anything when it comes to Sega and the cloud, but maybe it's because they didn't really have the ways and means at that point in time. You know what I'm saying? They were looking for the right deal when it comes down to it.
Yeah, and like, but what? Then good. You're thinking like I think. Like, what was the right deal, and why now are they trying to get into the cloud service? Right. I don't know what game they're working on. I don't know what they have down the pipeline. But I always say this when I hear about acquisitions and partnerships. It's not about what we know. It's about what we don't know. Like, what is Sega working on right now that they need cloud for? Why would Microsoft be the best person to go to for that, right? So, yeah, I think there's going to be games involved because I hear people talking about, this is a Microsoft deal, this is an Xbox deal. What is Sega known for?
Game.
They're not doing games. They're not doing fucking software. You know, so yeah, this is a gaming decision. This is a gaming move for Microsoft and Sega. So y'all can kill that noise right there. This has nothing to do with anything but gaming. So this, I don't know how to say this right. I think them picking up a partnership with Sega makes more sense than actually buying them outright at this time, because I don't think the library of current games warrants Microsoft to drop 7, 8, 10, whatever $billion they wanted. Sega probably wanted, and maybe they made it a partnership with them because they could not come up with anything else better. And this is what the best thing was for both sides. So it's a win-win for both of them. They wanted something out of it from each other. So, so this works out in both cases.
Yeah, and again, like I got to throw it out there one more time because again, it's really interesting because executives, people that work with these companies, they don't put stuff out that isn't meant to be put out, and to see Sarah Bond putting this stuff out, and you guys know what her specialty is, what her job is, like that right there kind of tells you it's more than, hey, we're just using the Azure. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels like there's something there that's definitely coming back to Xbox as opposed to Microsoft. Something Xbox related is within all this. Now, I don't know, K Mega, what do you think about this, bro? Dun dun dun.
Can't make us muted.
K
Hold on, let
Mega.
me
There you are.
let me finish
He's
eating
kind of
this
old.
right fast.
He might have fell asleep. You know.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
there he is. Hey, yo, he's
yeah, no,
eating. Dude,
I'm
is
eating
something
some.
good? Something good?
It is. That's what I'm saying. So hit up Otter, and then I'll be ready.
Okay. Well, I guess Optimus got pushed ahead one in the line. So, Optimus, what do you think about this strategic partnership? What does it mean? What do you think it means for Xbox, bro?
Some people are gonna be mad when I say this, but Persona's coming to Xbox.
What happened?
I said Persona's coming to Xbox. I'm just saying, man.
Definitely.
It's a possibility, and it's a good possibility, and I would say probably I would give it a 98% chance that it's coming to Xbox. That 2% is probably just like the PlayStation side of me.
Oh
But
damn, yo, Pegasus Nation only gets 2% of Dark Optimus? I don't
they
know,
only get
bro.
2%, man.
2%. That's it.
That's it. That's all they get.
You just made
Today.
Christopher Hart mad, bro. You just made him mad.
I don't give a fuck. Anyways, man, I think it's a good deal. I mean, honestly, it sounds like what they're doing is partnering with these companies that they know that they probably um like Sega probably doesn't want to get bought out, so they're like, hey, you know what? Why don't we just partner with you guys? Let's make a deal here. Let's see what can we provide you and then you can provide us, because Xbox is going to get something at the back end of this, So I mean, there's rumors going around, people are talking and saying a bunch of dumb shit, and I'm just like,
Really?
really?
You're probably talking about
you know
Twitter,
how it
where
is.
nobody ever says dumb shit.
You know how it is, man. People say dumb shit all the time on there. That place is the Wild West, man. I swear.
Dude, I saw somebody call for Sony to make an open world racing game because they know
'cause
that
they know.
PlayStation can make a
Yeah.
better Forza Horizon than
Yeah.
Playground
Yeah.
Games can. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, go ahead. My bad. I veered off a little.
I mean, I haven't seen it. I'll just say that. I haven't seen PlayStation make a good car game in a long ass time. So
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Invader.
But I think with this deal, it just means I think it really means is like that a lot of these games are going to start coming to Xbox more. I mean, look at all the Yakuzas that have come to Xbox. I mean, we got all of them now. Everybody's got all. I
Yo,
mean, the
Pred's
beauty
dropping the
beauty of-
timeout hammer right now like crazy.
the beauty of me is that I have both systems, so I can play Yakuza if I want on Xbox, or I can play it on PlayStation. I'll probably play it. I'll probably if the next Yakuza comes out and it comes out to Game Pass, I'm going to be playing that shit on Game Pass. Like I'm not gonna pay for that shit.
It would be dumb not to, man. Like
it's just dumb not to dive into Game Pass and play the game on Game Pass. And then if Persona comes to I guarantee you it might not be Persona 5. Well, I could see Persona 5 probably like coming at some point, but I think in the future, the next Persona or whatever comes next from Sega, like that's got to do with that series, is going to come to Xbox and PlayStation at the same time. I don't think a lot of these, like the next Yakuza game, like I mean, look at like a Dragon, that
There's a
came
Lost
to X.
Lost
That
Judgment
actually,
game, like
that
day and date.
Lost Judgment. I mean, look at like a Dragon, right? that actually came
First.
out first for Xbox, the Series consoles, before it came to PS5.
Yes.
You know, like it did come out for PS4. It did. It came out at the same time for PS4, but for the next gen console, it didn't come out until later on. You know, and people were like, "Well, they're building it up to make it look better on the PS5," and I'm just like,
Really? Wow, that's what they said?
I have to
Wow.
laugh at that, dude. It's funny to me because I hear this shit and I'm just like, really? Like, you guys are really, this is what you guys talk about, you know? And then like sometimes, you know me, I'm a glutton for chaos. So sometimes I like to go on to into the spaces and just like listen to some of the shit that these people say. And I'm like, God, dude, it's so funny. It cracks me up, man, because it's like it's so stupid. It's like the stupidest thing. Like, you hate Xbox that much to just say that, like, if a game goes to Xbox Game Pass, like you're not gonna pick up an Xbox to play it. Like if a Sega game only goes to Xbox, you tell me right now that you are not gonna play that game on Xbox if it's a fucking phenomenal game. Like, how are you not? I don't understand it, man. I do not understand this shit at all. Like, I guess I'm just built different or whatever. I enjoy games. I
No,
don't enjoy
this is
you know?
your 98% Xbox nation to 2% Pegasus talk right here. That's what it is.
I don't play consoles. I play games. That's the difference between me and a lot of these dudes. They play
Dark,
the console.
that's one thing.
You know?
When it comes down to it, like there are a few games that me and you agree on, but we were definitely
Yeah.
different gamers. But one thing I can
We are, yeah.
honestly I can honestly say is you definitely, no matter what the platform is, if there's a game you want to play, like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like, you don't hate
Dude,
on one or the other, man. Like,
I literally was gonna pop open my fucking PC just to play New World because I wanted to play it. And I don't like playing on PC. That's how much like of a gamer I am. Like, I don't want to miss out on any experiences because I feel to myself, and this is just me for me, that I'd be missing out on something that could potentially be great to me, or something that could be an experience I haven't
that
experienced before.
memorable experience,
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
I
Like
remember.
Psychonauts 2. I had a great experience with that, and it upsetted me because I didn't see a lot of people playing, and I was like, why aren't people playing this game? Like, people need to play this game. This game is fucking phenomenal. But then you take something like Deathloop, and I was like, eh, you know, like, it's okay. Like, I'm not gonna finish it. It's just not my cup of thing. My thing. I know a lot of people who do enjoy it, but I think that's the beauty of gaming, is that we can enjoy different things, you know, and still come together and talk about this stuff. And I think Sega is doing a great thing by partnering with Xbox, and that just means more games coming. That's all this means. Just means more games. That's
Well, dude,
it.
you didn't read
You
it.
know?
They're partnering with Microsoft, so therefore it doesn't mean anything for Xbox. Yeah, yeah, right. But anyway, yo, I gotta give a shout out real quick.
That's so stupid, because it's like, what does Sega do more? They fucking make games, dude. They don't fucking do anything else. Like, have you heard of Sega doing anything else besides games? No. So that's a stupid fucking take on that.
Well, I mean, unless you're gonna go and say hardware, like way back in the day.
Yeah. That's different.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. We
different,
need a Dreamcast 2 out there. How many people would switch off immediately if
Imagine if
Sega
they
came out with another
if
Dreamcast?
Sega
Same year.
imagine if Sega came back with a fucking console. Oof.
That would rile the entire industry up, man. I want to give a shout out real quick. I see Gamers Gamut is in the chat, guys. He is an up and coming YouTuber. Somebody I've been kind of talking to behind the scenes on Twitter, kind of getting to know. definitely check out his channel. He is the type of gamer like Dark. He plays on everything. Of course, he has a preferred platform or whatnot, but he plays on everything, and he gives his honest thoughts and opinions on games, gaming news, and stuff like that. Definitely check out his channel, and before you know it, you might see him up here with the panel as well. You guys know when it comes to next podcast, I love finding new talent. Some of it really works out in terms of special guest appearances. Others, they end up taking a left turn. They get caught up in kind of like, I don't know, the monetary situation and whatnot, and they try to create a fan base that goes in one certain direction. But we always try to find that kind of like up and coming, that new talent or whatnot, and try to get them on here and share these guys with the community. So shout out to Gamers Gamut. It's good to see you, man.
Guaranteed tomorrow I'm probably gonna get somebody being like, "What's your gamer credentials?"
Yeah, show me your papers.
Show me your papers, dog. Show me your papers.
It's like,
I'm like,
dude,
okay,
I
whatever.
don't.
Well,
I don't.
I have a 1 year on my life on Gears, so there you go.
All right, so let's get back to K Mega. K Mega, are you done eating? Is it okay?
No, I just put it down. I just waited. I was just like, that's good. I mean, you know how I am about people eating my ears, so I was being respectful.
Dude, if you're gonna do that, man, you forgot you need to share with the rest of the panel. Like, it better be something good too, man.
No, brother, you better get your own. Anyway, so I was back and forth on the whole acquisition thing for the last since we first heard it back in 2017. And it was kind of like, oh yeah, the Sega, because I love Sega as well. I think if we did a census, or if we did a poll and see, like, was it a lot of Sega first fans convert over to Xbox? Is there a lot of those type of gamers out there, or is it just kind of like, just split the sea? Because it seems to me like it's like Nintendo gamers, they always stick around because Nintendo's always been around. But when Sega left, Xbox was right there to kind of say, here, embrace us. You know what I'm saying? And then when we hear the ties in between Sega and Microsoft, I think that built a core.
Their partnerships with building the Dreamcast and the Xbox, like they work together.
Yeah, and I think, I even heard, I thought that they was talking about even they helped with the Saturn. So now that part I don't know, but I've heard people tell me that before. But that part I have no idea. Yeah, I've heard Microsoft and Sega's had a really long relationship, like going way back.
Yeah, they've had a good relationship. Yeah.
So again, with that being said, as a Sega fan, I'm like, oh yeah, acquire them, get them, all these hot titles, blah blah blah. But then I went back and forth over the years, and I'm kind of going to the same thought process of what Pred is thought. Like, look, if they could do a partnership, then both sides win. I mean, Sega is not getting bought out by the Western company, and they might might get a cross eye from people from the East, because they're the big conglomerate, from the West have taken over, and that might give them the side eye, right? So
that would kill all the good faith and stuff that Phil has done as well.
It could. I mean, they're still. I mean, their own.
No, I'm talking like the acquisition, like you were saying, like the evil Western company coming in.
Right. Yeah. Like, and if that could cause other issue with things like that. But again, this was talked about back in 2017. So this tells you that these negotiations, and I don't have a doubt in my mind that Xbox didn't come to me and say, look, man, how much do y'all need? We got you. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter how much it is, we got you. But then, the red tape, all the things that was involved, and then it comes out to be this. And when you ask the question of like, well, what is the whole Azure thing? Why is it so important? Because of the fact of mobile gaming that's on the go, the cloud, and then this big super game, which will most likely, it could be anything, but I'm speculating and thinking that it's going to be another Phantasy Star. I think it's going to be Phantasy Star 3. And then like if you get that game, and then like I don't know if it's supposed to be. I thought it was slated to go. Phantasy Star New Genesis was slated to go to PlayStation. I thought last year, but we still haven't seen it over there on PlayStation yet. And I mean, you know, I the last time I checked, I mean, which was about 2 months ago, I didn't see it, so I don't think it's still on PlayStation yet. So obviously, if that game is still exclusive to PC and Xbox, then remember that there was some rumors going around, and I don't know if this is the particular game, but it might have something to do with just Sega overall, where the rumors came out to say Xbox has got a exclusive deal, and they're very, very happy about it. And a lot of people was thinking, oh, is it Tomb Raider? Is it this? It could be something from Sega. Like, hey,
I thought it was Vanquish.
Yeah, what if it's Vanquish? What if it's, you know, well, it would love for it to be Bayonetta, but it ain't gonna be Bayonetta because Nintendo has that pretty much locked. But I mean, an Altered Beast, or my dream would be Shinobi, you know, or something like that.
Oh wow,
that could be you know any of these type of old classics that could come back, and then the way that
can you imagine a Shinobi, man? Shinobi,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
brought
I mean,
back today, like
it would be nuts. It would be nuts. And so I wonder if it's something from Sega other than, like, you know, what the rumors are saying, you know, it was from somewhere else, some other place, because you know how the sources and all that stuff.
Yo, my bad, but Future Generations is cold-blooded for what he just said in the chat. He said a lot of things. He said a lot of things were slated to go to PlayStation, like all the RDNA 2 features. Oh Lord, no!
Woo! Man, that's
wow,
too messy. Too messy tonight.
Wow,
too messy. But yeah,
RDNA.
so let's just say that Xbox said, hey, we're like, hey, you know what? I know you having a problem with getting Final Fantasy online to come over to Xbox. Chuck, we just hold on to Phantasy Star a little bit longer. And then how about we help you build your super game, which could be Final Fantasy Star 3. I mean, that would be huge. And then another thing about this, where what was just listening to Otter and everybody, you know, it's always, well, this is just with Microsoft. It's not with anybody else. That this got nothing to do with the gaming division. They said that about Game Pass, remember? They said that about every other acquisition or something that had to do with Microsoft's name being behind it, because they're the parent company, that they try to downgrade it. And every time that they said that, it came and shot them in the damn face or slapped them in the face. And it's like, oh, this is what this deal consists of.
Can I help you with this? Yeah. I do believe Satya did say that Xbox is Microsoft. Microsoft is Xbox.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, there is a reason why they're going all in. When Phil went up there and told them, listen, either we're all in or we just need to bow out at the game, because this half-ass shit is not working anymore. We're getting killed out there in the public, and even we're losing fans to PlayStation, Nintendo, to PC. We're either in or we're out. So it's up to you. And after that, you see what's going on. So another thing too that Phil has eliminated is that second party bullshit that's been screwed them over all last gen.
Yeah.
They're like, let's have partnerships. Let's go ahead and let's just acquire this. So with a partnership, this is contract. This is written. This is what it's supposed to be, like a second party situation. I know that there's contracts and things like that, but obviously it just seems a little different when you hear partnership, other than just, well, this title is supposed to be exclusive to Xbox for a certain point in time, or it's going to come exclusive. That whole Platinum game, the whole Crytek thing, the Remedy thing, all that and Insomniac, that all hurt Xbox last year. They're like, fuck this. We're going to find ways to make sure that we're going to get the best and the most out of these partnerships and deals. Either we acquire or we'll make partnerships. And that's just new strategy. And damn sure believe that Persona, and other games that's going to be coming out. Like, okay, we just found out, like right after this information came out, what was it, yesterday or the day before yesterday? What we find out today? Warhammer is going to be on Game Pass day one. Warhammer 3. That's a Sega game. That's going to be on PC day one. That's a huge title for PC fans out there. Day one? So again, just keep looking at all these other things that's been happening ever since we first seen that little Sonic doll, or was it a mascot? I can't remember back then. It was so long ago. That was in Microsoft's headquarters. This is when it first started.
Dude, there was so much. You had Aaron Greenberg petting a hedgehog on Twitter for no apparent reason. Like, you have the first kind of like colored controller that came out for the Series S and X was literally the
Sonic
same
blue.
color blue as Sonic.
There was Sonic, there was Tails, and there was Knuckles. All the three colors of Sega. Yeah. So there might be more to this as well. Like, I mean, Fred said, there's stuff that we don't know.
Yeah, but you know what? These executives that are involved in at least the Xbox side, they have absolute total love and respect for Sega. And I think that comes down to it. Like, when you're a company that could purchase that company in a second, you go and say, you know what, you guys don't want to do this, I'm cool with it. And I think that's where they're at right now. It's like, can you help us and we'll help you? Like, can we do that? Can we have a little, back and forth? And you know what? We don't want no money as long as you help us. Like, these are little deals that, could be in writing, everything else, but they're there. And if they're both all in, which I feel like it's been like years, like you just said, like they've both been all in. And then, like people were like, Yakuza's here. And like, people were losing their minds. Like I wasn't, but I was like, man, like people are like, this is a big deal. And I was like, I don't know how. And then K Mega, dude, all the time, bro, you're like Fantasy Star. And I'm like, I don't really, I actually tried it, by the way, but I don't, it's not my jam. It's not my jam. It's not my jam. Okay. I'm fine with that. Like my buddy loves Final Fantasy. Okay. Absolutely adores every Final Fantasy just about, you know what I mean? And I don't hate him for it. He plays Gears with me. He don't fucking understand it. Like he's like, I don't understand why you love this game. And I'm like, well, that's where we, agree to disagree type shit. Like, I don't understand why you love Final Fantasy so much. You know what I mean? Like, I've watched him play it. I've watched him do his, like, spells and all that shit. And I'm just like, I don't get it. And that's what he looks at Gears for me. So I'm like, okay. So I look at Sega right now, and, like, Phantasy Star is, like, their biggest IP right now. So
it's one of them, yeah.
Well, I mean, Sonic sells in different ways. You know what I mean? It's
always, you're right. It's one of them, but I mean, like, a lot of games out there that a lot of people don't really think about, and it goes further than that. Like, you look at Relic, they just made a exclusive game for Microsoft, which that game is going to eventually come to the Series 8. And I don't know if it'll come to the S.
Yo,
it might come to the S.
Mega, I don't know if anybody else can hear this, but you're like botting out a little bit here.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah,
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wasn't sure if it was on my end.
And Mega, you already know the deal. There's only one bot on this channel. I'm saying.
Worried about that. Nobody's not worried about that. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I guess this conversation's done.
Can you hear me now?
You're still doing it. You're still doing it.
Yeah, you got to back out, come back in.
Yeah, bottom pretty bad.
All right, I'll be back.
All right. Hey, is there anybody left to chime in on this, or because we got another topic real quick before we kind of head out and everything. And I got everybody right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did.
I'm hoping. Okay.
You are on point tonight. You are like A game status. Like I just parked my car behind the building.
It's all thanks to my brother Dirt. That's what it is, man. I'm so excited to have him on, man. I had to bring my A game tonight. Like I hope everybody out there is enjoying the gameplay as well. I know it's my gameplay. I got Pred in there as well. I got K Mega in there as well. But there's some nights, man. I love having gameplay to watch, as we're talking and stuff. But tonight, man, I've really been into the gameplay and the chat. So I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. We do have one more topic, and the topic is about Game Pass because what was the company that they brought up? Somebody showed a report about physical game sales. Capcom, physical game sales, and it was based in UK. And again, this is physical game sales. Basically stating that people are buying way more games on the PlayStation side when it comes to Capcom in the UK as opposed to Xbox. And there are people out there trying to say that Game Pass is kind of like training gamers that are on the Xbox platform to wait for games to go into Game Pass, to not necessarily buy third party games. And I feel like this is an interesting topic in terms of how
Is that a
Game
problem though?
Well,
Is that really a problem for
you know,
somebody
how-
that's benching pennies together? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, this
you
is
know,
crazy.
let me just kind of break it down real quick. Kind of like in the future, Game Pass's influence on the gaming industry, the business side, the gamers out there, like what is it going to mean for third party? And like the way I'm portraying this is like, will third party eventually, if they want to get a lot of hands, a lot of gamers playing their games, is it gonna necessarily force them to work out deals with Microsoft to get into Game Pass to make sure that they get the numbers of people playing their game? And I gotta sneeze, so hold on. I feel it coming.
Ah, Bluey.
Oh man, that burns. Oh, I hate it when it just stops there too. But is Game Pass going to force like third party to really kind of go in and consider, working out a deal to get into Game Pass to get the gamers that are on the platform to try out their game, possibly invest in microtransactions or whatnot, and I feel this is interesting because Game Pass is getting more and more popular. There are more and more people inside the industry, journalists and stuff, really kind of going in and talking about Game Pass here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I want to hear what you guys think about this. So I'm gonna go to Dark first on this because Dark, when it came down to it, there were games that were coming out multi-platform, but they were coming out day and date on Game Pass, and you're like, shoot, I'm just gonna play it on my Xbox. I'm gonna get it through Game Pass. I'm gonna have fun, play the game that way. What do you think Game Pass, the impact is it going to have on third party in terms of the Xbox platform? Do you think that it's going to kind of build up to the point where it might force third party into striking deals to get into Game Pass, to get the most gamers to try out their product, possibly invest, DLC, microtransactions, stuff like that? Do you think that's where it's heading on the Xbox platform?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's heading that direction. All I know is that people bitching about Game Pass for some reason. I don't know why. It makes no sense to me. I mean, if you want to buy the game, then buy the fucking game. If you don't want to buy the game, then don't buy the game. Because I mean, let's face it, it's like movies. There's a lot of movies out there that are not worth buying or watching or even touching at all. Same thing with video games. There's a lot of games that are out there that are not worth buying, touching, or anything like that. Um, but there are for some people. One man's junk is another man's treasure. It's just we'll see. Where this kind of takes us. I don't necessarily believe the fact that people aren't buying games because they're playing Game Pass. I feel like people are buying more games because of Game Pass because they can get it for a cheaper price.
Well, the ability, I will say
You
the
know?
ability is there because when it comes down to it, the games that go into Game Pass, if you were looking to play that game, now you don't have to invest in buying the game, right? Which frees
Yeah.
up your wallet, that $60 or whatnot that you would have spent on that game that's now in Game Pass. It frees it up for another game, like you might want. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel
Yeah.
that way. But on the flip side of that coin, I have seen a bunch of people on social media or heard a bunch of people in Xbox Live parties when it comes to a new game. They're like, "Well, I bet you that's going into Game Pass," and I'm gonna wait because that's probably going into Game Pass. You see what there's a
I
double edged
mean,
sword here.
if they're wanting to wait, then let them wait. I mean, that's the thing. Like, there's nothing. I don't think for me personally, I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna wait for a game if it's something I really play. I mean, I do know some people who wait and get it on sale or wait until it goes to Game Pass. I mean, there's several people who've come to me and been like, "Is that going to Game Pass?" I'm like, "No, not that I know of." And then they're like, "Oh, okay, well then I'll just wait." I'm like, "Oh yeah, 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 just wait then." Like I understand people's situation. Like you can't, you gotta understand that. Like, yeah, gaming is an expensive hobby, but right now with Game Pass, it's kind of turning the tide with that. You
Well,
know, it's
Microsoft and
making it
Xbox is
cheaper.
making it more accessible
Yeah,
when
it's
it
making it
comes
more
down to it.
accessible, but also cheaper in terms of you know how where how much you pay for a game or how much you spend for a game.
Mhm.
You're spending $14.99 a month. I mean, if you get the ultimate, if you just get
That's
Game
what I got.
Pass, I think it's $9.99 a month. If you have the ultimate, you get everything. Plus, you get, if you wanted to, you could play it on PC or you could play some of the games that are coming to PC. I mean, there's that. But then there's also, um, all the Microsoft games are going day to day and date, Microsoft, and then they're getting some third party. I mean, I don't see every single third party game going to Game Pass. I see them going there eventually, but not like day one, like some people would hope, that would happen. I don't see every single third party game going day one because I mean a lot of these companies they care about money. So if they think that they can make more money by and this is just them thinking this. Like this isn't just them, Xbox going to them and being like, hey, I'll give you this certain amount of money for your game. No, this is just them thinking if I can make more money if they're thinking to themselves, well, we can make more money by, just selling it, then they're gonna do that. There's nothing that you can say or do that's gonna stop them from doing it. Even if you try to petition that stuff, it's just I think gaming is in a good space right now, and I think we need to just kind of dial back on a lot of the shit that's going on. Um, because I think Game Pass is doing good. PlayStation's doing good, and Nintendo's doing really good. I mean, just came out with what Metroid Dread, and that game is, selling like hotcakes. You know, gaming is a medium where I feel like I love movies, but I think I love gaming more because of the fact that it's so interactive
Mm.
and where it's going, it gets me more excited for the future. I like seeing what's coming next, and all three companies I think are doing great. I mean, even PC's doing great. I mean, look at what PC's getting. They're getting not only Xbox games, but they're also getting PlayStation games. So
Yeah.
I mean, everything is kind of coming full circle, and everybody's kind of while all of us are bitching and moaning on Twitter. All these companies are like laughing in their fucking chairs, saying, "These people are going to be buying our games on." Xbox. They're going to be buying our games on PlayStation. They're going to be buying our games on PC. They're going to be buying our games on Nintendo. And guess what? We're all working together while they're all bitching and moaning, crying, and shit like that. They're all laughing at us, guaranteed. I can almost guarantee that they're laughing at us behind the scenes. They're not laughing in our faces, of course not, but
It's a
because they want us to
Artemis guarantee.
well, they want us to, they kind of live off of that in a way, us bickering back and forth, in a way, to an extent.
It's free
But then
marketing, even if it's right or
it's
wrong.
free marketing.
It's free marketing.
Exactly, it's free marketing. Like, I mean, I don't think Guardians of the Galaxy would have got the praise that it did if people didn't say by word of mouth.
You do see there's more Demon Slayer gameplay, right? Like
I do. I want to get that, but I'm like, Forza's coming out, and the Halo's coming out. I'm like, I know I don't have to buy those games, but
this game is fire, bro.
But also, it's the holidays are coming up, so I'll probably get it for Christmas or something like.
Nice. That'd be a real good gift, and I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait to whoop your ass in that game. Yo, shout out to RG Viper hitting up that super chat one more time, and he went yellow, people. Yes, he did. He said, "Why are these companies so dead set on taking all of our money? If they take all of our money, then they can no longer make a profit. Game Pass is easy on the wallets. Physical sales don't matter." Now, brother, I hear what you're saying on that. All right, and they're hoping they're hoping that once you spend the money on this product that they have available right now, that when they come around with new product, they're hoping that you're a fan and you come around and buy that as well. They don't necessarily care about your financial status as long as you keep
I don't think
buying.
they're dead set on taking all of your money. I think they're more dead set on like, hey, this is a game for our fans. Come and play it. And they're hoping that you stay in that game. You notice that a lot of games are coming out with DLC. They're coming out with the microtransactions. They're doing this and doing that. More multiplayer, more this, more that.
When it comes
because
to
they want people to just stay in those. Those
when it comes to like DLC, when it comes to like fresh content put in the games, let's be honest. Developing DLC, developing content in a game as a service as well. When you get new content and stuff like that, it's still less development time and less money than if you were making a true sequel. You were making another full game, because then you're talking like 3-4 years, your investment, and you're not going to see any type of money while the game is being developed, right? Where when you have these smaller chunks of content, that'll keep the player engaged, keep the player playing that game, but also feeding revenue back to the developer, back to the publisher. Publisher first, by the way. The publisher gets the money first when it comes to that, and it's cheaper for them to do it that way. So there's a lot of developers, a lot of publishers out there that are definitely in support of a more game as a service, DLC stuff like that. Because
Destiny
it gets
too,
them money quicker. Like
Destiny. How long has Destiny 2 been out?
Oh damn, yeah.
Long time, dude.
They're not planning a Destiny 3 either.
They're not even planning a Destiny 3. They're just building upon what they've already made. It's the same thing with World of Warcraft. They're just building upon what they've already made, because they know people are going to come back and they're going to play it because they got a new expansion or whatever. They know their hardcore audience, what they want, and sometimes they screw it up, and they make something that people don't like, but then they learn their lesson and be like, oh, okay, well, we got to dial it back, and they make improvements and things like that. So I mean, the whole dead set on taking your money is, I think, something that's in people's heads, because you don't have to buy that game. Like, you don't have to. Like, no one's putting a gun to your head and telling you to buy the game. If somebody was, then that's fucked up. But at the end of the day, no one's saying, hey, you have to buy this game. This is the game you have to buy no matter what. It's just you have to look at it as like, what can I buy this year? What's coming out that I'm really ecstatic for, and I'm gonna buy those games, and then and everything else, I'll just wait for it, or I'll just play it in Game Pass, which is, there's a lot of games that are coming to Game Pass that aren't, that you won't have to pay for.
Well, look at another thing about Game Pass. Is you look at what happened with me with Forza Horizon 5. Now, like I said, I didn't have to buy the game. It's coming to Game Pass. It's first party. It's not going to leave. At least until certain kind of like rights
The
run
licenses
out,
and
the
stuff like that,
licenses
yeah.
when it comes to the
Yeah.
music and such, right? But
Yeah.
with that being said, I was already getting the standard edition. That actually freed up the money that that I would have used to buy the game if Game Pass didn't exist. It freed up that money, and I got the premium add-ons bundle.
The bundle, yeah. The bundle.
Which has the 2
Same here.
expansions. It
Yeah.
has like the welcome card pack. It has a bunch of perks and stuff like that. So you get all the stuff from the deluxe edition, and I got it. With the Game Pass discount, it was normally $50. I got it for $44.99. I got $5 off on it, but I had no problems buying that. Like it felt to me like it was a deal because I'm already getting the game with Game Pass.
Well, it is a steal because you're getting, not only you're getting to play it, before everybody else, but you're also getting to have the extra stuff that you weren't probably going to get if it, we don't know if that DLC is going to come to Game Pass day one, and it seems like with this bundle, that's probably not the case, where it's probably not going to come to Game Pass right away.
Yeah.
It might come, soon, within like a couple months or so, but you'll get that exclusivity of playing it.
They got me
day
to
one.
invest in the game for the long term. So now, before any other Horizon, when it came to the 2 expansions, I waited to see what they were going to be before I invested in it. But they put that bundle together and they put it at such a price, and I'm like, well, I'll always have the game because I'll always have Game Pass. It was a no-brainer to me. Now, with what RG Viper said about the physical sales don't matter. This is one thing I really feel this is true. When it comes to Xbox, I feel like the digital sales are what's really taking over on that platform.
Sure.
Not it's doing that on the PlayStation side as well, but not at the same
Wait a minute, is
speed.
this the Xbox
And Dark fucking podcast?
What's happening here, man?
In this love affair, move on to the fucking.
Bro, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm like, shit, we got
But are you trying to say you weren't entertained, K Mega? Is that what you're trying to say? You weren't entertained?
Are you not entertained?
I mean, if you just
you could have chimed in at any point in time, but guess what? Since you said it like that, guess what?
feel like-
I'm going to Dirt. I'm going to Dirt Griggity. I'm going to Dirt Griggity next.
Dirt. Yeah. Go to Dirt. Go to Dirt. Please go to Dirt.
I
hate all of you.
Listen, I forgot what we were talking about. I'm not trying to be funny.
No, it's the
Game
impact
Pass.
that Game Pass is going to have on third party on the Xbox platform.
Oh, okay. Well, to that question, I feel that obviously some games, probably not like a 2K or a COD. Those games are probably not at launch. Eventually after launch, maybe, because we've seen 2K in Game Pass already after launch, but there are some other games that I believe would absolutely benefit from dropping in Game Pass day one. Maybe this game isn't going to sell as well, like a game like the Avengers, I think would have benefited at launch of being in Game Pass. That's my opinion. So that's the future. I think that some games will benefit from going in there, and some games aren't going to do that. As far as third party goes, but as far as the UK thing, my WBZ panel member Sean, he's from UK, and that's PlayStation Nation over there, man. So it's funny when these guys bring out the UK sales charts. Oh, the UK here's the UK physical sale charts. That's PlayStation over there. They love PlayStation more than Xbox over there. And Xbox seems to sell more digital than anything way more digital than physical, obviously, and so that's just the thing that's going on. It's all console war stuff. But back to your excuse me, sorry. But back to your question, yeah, I do believe certain games will benefit from going into Game Pass as opposed to, just being physical or digital and just like being full price, because microtransactions is clearly a thing, and being like the game being accessible to people without having to pay full price for the game. Like those free to play games, those games are killing it because they're free to play. So if somebody has Game Pass and they can just pull up the game, and yeah. So I
they're
believe
making
it would
all
benefit
that money
though.
off microtransactions with those free to play.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt, brother. So I guess we'll get K Mega into this as well. I guess it's about his time,
Man,
Yeah.
I was just trying to help out the homie, man. I was like, damn, I mean, like, we got a guest. We going long.
You're trying to get the sympathy card from our special guest. Ain't happening that way, bro. You don't understand. Me and him were in the front lines in Twitter DMs. You don't know. We are partners in crime right there.
I got you.
But no, it's not seriously. Like I said, it's a double-edged sword. You do have people talking about, well, I'm gonna wait to see if it's on Game Pass now. And you would think that with having Game Pass and the games that are there and the games that people want to play going into Game Pass, it does free up your wallet to be able to make those other more spontaneous purchases. But do you think Game Pass is going to get people, like, it's like going to eventually kind of force a third party into really considering to strike a deal to get into Game Pass to make sure it gets in, their game gets into the hands of the most gamers, so they can profit off of microtransactions and get active players and all that stuff?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the whole point of this. Like, I mean, Xbox is trying to be ahead of the curve here. Like, PlayStation would have already been ahead of the curve if they weren't so greedy when they first introduced PlayStation Now. If they just took their time, assessed, looked at, kept their beta for about 2 or 3 years, and then seen what EA Access was doing, seeing what other people, like there was PC, there was PC, like I can't think of these actual names of these PC like cloud streaming services that were popping up all over the place on PC when it wasn't when the cloud talk wasn't really popular on console. PlayStation, all they had to do was just sit back, relax, have PlayStation Now in beta for a few years, and then assess what they needed to do, and then boom, they could have been at the forefront, and then Xbox would probably be in a bad position, sold off at this point, or damn near on one leg dragging. Because then if Xbox did the same thing that PlayStation did, then everybody would be like, oh, well, they're following suit, which at that point, it's a different look than if you're first doing something and then introducing it to the public.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, yeah, Xbox is went all in on this, because they're saying, like, here at the end, this is going to be the norm. They can take the hit because financially they make so much money that it's going to pay off at the end, just kind of like the whole Netflix situation with how that's panned out for them. So they're just buying for time. And really, I think if you think about it, because we had this conversation, I believe, last week about their whole how many subscribers they had, and then I think I brought up the point of saying, look, they were saying that AMC had this many, or no, it was Apple had like 6 million, and that was looked at as successful. You're looking at 20 million plus subscribers, and this would be considered a down year. This is considered a down year for Game Pass in the sense of it's getting revved up. So just think about what's going to happen here by 2023. Because I think everybody had the projection 2023 was when it was really going to start get to rolling. But Game Pass has been rolling since this year. So in a huge way. So they're about to take off, and there's going to be and Sony might just say, fuck it, we've done it before, we'll do it again, we'll just have our own version of it, or they'll succumb to the throat needle and let Xbox throw Game Pass on PlayStation.
Yeah,
and then at that point,
I think
hey,
it's gonna be the first one you said more than anything, bro.
listen. Can Sony withstand to take that hit at first? Because
they already started. It was like a year and a half, 2 years ago. They were hiring people to redo PlayStation Now. So like,
okay, but remember, me and Mooch was having this discussion, and I was saying, look, no, it's not a lot of people who left PSN and PlayStation Now. I mean, in the larger scheme of things, they still lost over 1 million people. And the way that community thinks, they have this thought process of that you have to buy games in order to show that you support that. Now, for the consensus out there, you put a Game Pass type of thing out there, the casuals is going to say, the hell with what Pegasus Nation and all the rest of these fools out here talking about. I'm going to go with this. This is exactly what's in my wheelhouse. This is perfect. But if this ideology, which Sony started, let's not bullshit it. They started this whole ideology about games and console sales and how much more important that is over the hardware and this and that. They the ones that started that last gen. And now they're reaping what they sow, because they should have been they were already doing the digital thing, the DRM, all of that. Now it's looking like the chickens is coming home to roost. And if they can sustain trying to do that, good luck to that. But if they could just go ahead and have a partnership with Xbox and say, look, man, we got you. Game Pass is right there. We will not try to interfere with anything that's going on with Sony. Just it's over there. You think Sony's going to really turn that down when they know that that's going to keep a lot of players over there at Sony and not go over to Xbox? That's what Sony only cares about, is keeping their infrastructure keeping their fan base within that infrastructure. If they have to go ahead and bend the knee a little bit, I think that they'll do it. So it's a crazy situation, but the whole idea of that game sales are important, no doubt about it. But services, I told you guys this, services and features are the new thing coming into this generation. And I'm not changing my stance on that. That is what this whole generation is going to be about, is services and features.
Facts, bro. I agree. See, because if you look at something like music, they don't say, the new Eminem CD sold 2 million. They say, no, it had 200 million streams. This is a different time, man.
Downloads,
or downloads. It's a different time, man. And these guys are still going by last generation or previous generations, where
they're still trying to reinvent the wheel, bro. That's what they're trying to do.
Exactly,
dude.
man. Exactly. It's different time.
Yeah, they're beating on the same drum. Like I told them, that's that Barney Rubble shit. You think it's like the Flintstones? You gotta think like the Jetsons, bro. You gotta get in that futuristic shit and think about what the kids is thinking about. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about what the kids is thinking about. Now you're not
exactly.
Look, by the end of this generation, just think about this. Dirt, you're in your 30s, right?
No, I'm in my 40s.
Okay,
I'm 45.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I turned 46 in August, right?
Oh shit.
Okay. Yeah, you're in your 40s. Pred, he's in his 40s.
But I'm still younger than both you guys.
The youngin'. The youngin'.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Well, after this generation is over, you're not going to be a youngin'.
Crispy, you're
gonna
the
be
youngin',
our age.
but
How old are you, Crispy?
You sound older
Crispy's
than
like
all of
32 or something like that. Yeah,
33. Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
32,
shit.
son. I'm young. I'm the youngest motherfucker.
Oh man! But anyway, but like I'm saying, by that time,
we're
by the end of this generation, we're gonna most likely be in our 50s.
Right.
Y'all are gonna be, who's ever in their 30s are gonna be in their 40s.
Exactly.
I think they're gonna be listening to more. I think that we'll be spending the most money, because when you get older, you spend more money.
Yeah.
Because you want to be happy before you die. But
Exactly.
the younger generation is what's going to dictate the market.
That's the quote of the night.
And that's exactly what's happening, man. So yeah, that old trend is gone.
Hey, Meg, let me say this: the younger generation it's all about convenience, accessibility, right?
Yes.
That's what it's all about nowadays. So these narratives is done, man. Stop with the old narratives or
Bro.
yes, PlayStation games needs to be only on PlayStation. No, that's not good for business anymore. Especially if you still want these AAA bangers, they need to, come with no multiplayer, no
I hate to do this, but blame it on the oxy. I hate to say this, but blame it on the oxy. It is funny as hell to me that these guys do all this crazy, listen to this Pegasus Nation shit. They listen to a guy that says he's the Chief Justice Judge, and by the time this generation can be over, that motherfucker could be gone. He could be finito or in a nursing home. Bro, what are you talking about? How are you gonna listen to these old ass?
I am the Chief Justice of this nursing home.
This dude is already in his 50s, right? And what do these people say? Oh, you old nigga, you and your 40. How are you 40 years old and playing games? But yet at the same goddamn time, they're gonna listen to somebody that's older than me. That's damn near the same age as Sir X-Men. Not saying that it's not, you don't need to listen to anybody that's older. I'm not saying that. But if you keep trying to have this trend of saying that you're so young and you're so this and that, why are you listening to these old people? And my last point on this, which is also full of bullshit. How is it that you always want to talk about people that and their age and how they game and things like that, when all you dudes be going crazy over people who are in their 50s and 60s, like Kojima and Cory Barlog. Cory Barlog is our age. How you gonna sit there and talk about we old when Cory Barlog made the God of War that you love, and then you look at people like look at all these other people that's in their mid to late 40s and their 50s and going into 60s. Get the hell out of here. Jim Ryan.
The OGs are in the house.
Come on, man, stop it. Shut your damn mouth.
TTS, Mega. TTS, my brother.
Yo, there you go. Yo, people were looking for that TTS. You got it tonight. That special We Bleed Green edition of the show. Yo, Pred, what do you got to say on this, man? I thought it was an interesting topic. Again, you would think that Game Pass frees up money that normally you would buying Forza Horizon 5, but you don't necessarily have to. It frees up that $60 to buy another game, a more kind of like spontaneous kind of like purchase and such. But then again, the other side of that sword, the other edge, I have seen people like, I don't know, man. I'll wait to see if it goes into Game Pass. Do you think Game Pass is going to force that third party, eventually force that third party into really considering, working a deal to get into Game Pass on the Xbox platform?
I don't think it's going to be a mainstream thing for, I think it was Dirt that said it earlier, like these bigger titles, like they have established themselves, like those bigger franchises, like a Red Dead or a Grand Theft or a Call of Duty, like they don't have to do that, like, because those games are going to sell across multiple platforms regardless if it's in Game Pass or not. Now what you'll see is, like especially some of these games that have like seasons, like right, like I think Destiny did this. They eventually put the base game in Game Pass to kind of open it up to people who've never played it or who want to try it. And they want to spend the $50-$60 to get it then. And then they have season 1 finishes or season one's about to start, and now they want people to get into it and they get hooked on it, and they're like, oh, this is actually a really fun game. Let me spend this other $20 to get to this season pass, and then they'll recoup some of that money that way, right? So, and then if they make a Destiny 3 or something like that, then they got those people hooked on it. Like it's like crack. They give you something for free. I think I've had this analogy before.
First one's free.
First one's free. Yeah, the first one's free, right? And then everything else after that. That's how this the free-to-play model works. Here's a free game, and you're like, oh my god, it's free. Get you hooked on it, and then they're like, hey, here's this new season. It's $40, right? And so like they got you. Like they're gonna get their money back somehow, some way. Or here, buy this skin, buy this emote, buy this, buy that. We'll nickel and dime you for this the $40 we would have gotten from you had we sold you the game. So I can see some of these major games, and I think we've seen it actually. Like Red Dead came into Game Pass at some point. Destiny came into Game Pass. You'll start. I don't think Call of Duty ever came into Game Pass, but that's Activision. They never did no shit like that. For the most part, a lot of those games have been established. Even GTA, I think, came in the Game Pass, right?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Twice, I believe.
So yeah, and so like they'll put them in there, to get you hooked on the game and stuff like that. So you'll see that with the bigger titles, but for the smaller companies that are trying to develop a game that that's kind of fresh and new, or even let me back up. I won't say companies, I'll say franchises, right? These smaller franchises that are brand new, they may want to get into Game Pass because keep in mind they don't have to stay there, right? They the way the Game Pass model works is they negotiate that stuff on the front end. Like how long you want to stay in? Do you want it to be day and date? Do you want it to be a discount? Do you want this? Like the publisher gets to make that decision on the front end. Like Outriders, I think it's still in Game Pass, but like
Yeah.
a lot of us would have never bought that game, right? We would have never spent money on that game. They got their money up front. I didn't pay cash for it because I fucking beat it in like 3 days. But like, there's no need for me to go back to it after that. But it wasn't a bad game. I mean, if it was like $20, I probably would have paid for it. If it wasn't in Game Pass, but like having it in Game Pass allows me to play it, and if I like it, and they had some expansions for it later, if I really liked it enough to get the expansions, I probably would have done it. They haven't done that yet, but like that's just that one game. But a lot of people played Outriders because it was in Game Pass, right? Some people who were multi-system owners decided to not buy it on PlayStation because it was free in their Game Pass subscription. So it works that way for some people. I mean, there's different caveats and different layers to how this works, but like for me, I don't think these bigger franchises will ever have to go into Game Pass day and date. I think they'll do little deals like Battlefield did, like, oh, if you're a Game Pass sub, you can play this beta, those little small things. Game Pass gives you options to do things like that when we have that ability, right? So how many people got into the Battlefield beta because of Game Pass? I mean, like a lot of us, like,
me,
right?
yeah,
Like a lot of
people,
yeah, and so like you would have not gotten that beta in most part. Like, what if you're a Game Pass subscriber and you got the Halo beta because you just had Game Pass? Like, you have that option. I think with Game Pass, it gives options to do other things that you normally wouldn't be able to do when it comes to things like that. And people don't think of it that way, right? Even getting a little 10% discount for buying the game. Like, I bought Forza today. I wasn't going to buy Forza. I was going to get it in Game Pass. It's not one of those things where like it's always like I'm going to wait till it comes to Game Pass. Sometimes I'm going to wait to see if it's going to go to Game Pass. Then I'll make my decision on if I want to buy the game or not, right? So like you have different options. When I talk about layers, there's different options you can do with Game Pass. You can put it in day and date. You can put the beta in there. You can put different DLC and skins, like and stuff like that. I think they do that with Halo. You can put it in there for a short amount of time. I mean, like there's other options there. So I don't think like the Game Pass effect in general, like it works in different layers that you can't really do on other systems, other platforms. You can't do it in Steam. You can't do it on PlayStation, right? They don't have that option. So I don't think these bigger companies are going to put their major titles in there, but they may figure out another way to get something out of Game Pass, whether it's something like a beta or something like that, or early access or something. If you pre-order and you have game, like it's just another added layer to having that the possibility because of Game Pass. So I don't know.
And when it comes down to it, I think there's select people cherry picking certain information that is out there and then trying to use it in a negative light when it comes to Game Pass, and that's so odd to me because if a company feels that a service like Game Pass is sustainable and it is it helps out the gamers so much, it is hard to see gamers out there trying to throw it under the bus constantly. And it's like, well, dude, who are you for? Are you for the companies here? Or are you for the gamers? Like, are like if
It's
you
only
had
because it's not on PlayStation.
It's not on PlayStation. Yeah, I was about to say that. As soon as that, if they ever had a service like that on PlayStation, like Game Pass,
right?
This would be we find another goalpost to move. So
right, and then there would be Xbox fanboys out there that would go crazy. Nobody cares about that, man. I'd be like, shut the hell up. What are you talking about?
well, wait till the
Xbox
next.
need to get their shit together. Yeah.
Wait till the next blockbuster AAA first party game comes into Game Pass.
I'm telling you guys,
that's gonna be the motherfuckers gonna be like, okay, fuck it, we need to just go ahead and do this shit.
I'm telling you, this is. If I'm wrong, I don't know. I'll probably give something to somebody on CRG or something. But I think that next big title that's going to drop is going to be Final Fantasy VII on Game Pass. I think that's it. I think that's going to be the next big title that's going to drop. Now, I should say be announced. Final Fantasy VII Remake coming on Game Pass to Xbox, and then you got the choice to get, because it's got those DLCs too. And you got the chance to get those DLCs for a little bit of that's going to get some people pretty pissed off. I promise you.
I don't like that. I think it'll get people pissed off, but I don't think it'll be that one thing just because it came out on PlayStation over a year ago. But yeah, go ahead, Crispy.
I've actually had people say to me they can't wait for it to actually come on Xbox. They continue to play it on PlayStation, by the way. So I don't know if they think there's going to be something hugely different, but that's not something I'm into. I'm just stating what people have said to me. So,
well, Crispy,
very interesting.
But I'm gonna hop off now. I get up in like 5 hours. So.
Yeah, no, I feel you, brother. And Dirt, if this gets too long, I mean, I think I'm on the last person for the last topic. But just let me know, and whenever you tell me, we can do your outro. But we're getting there, brother. We're getting there.
Okay, I was just if it was just I was assuming this was the end.
Yeah. We just got to hear from Crispy real quick, and I believe that's everybody on this topic. So. Crispy, what do you think Game Pass affecting the third party? You think it's going to get to the point where they really have to consider going into Game Pass, because that's where most people on the Xbox platform are gonna be gaming anyway, bro?
Why not? I mean, you really think about it. I know most of you guys are older. Apparently, Dark's younger, which is fine with me. I grew up in the Blockbuster era. Blockbuster was the shiznit. Greatest thing in the world. But you think of how they purchased their games. They purchased them outright. A lot of people don't realize that. They put them in their own little Blockbuster cases and everything else. But they purchased those games outright. They purchased them for $60, $70, probably less than that because they were buying in bulk.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
The fact is that they bought them at a cheaper price than probably Xbox is paying any third party to put their shit on Game Pass. Okay, or if not equivalent at this time. All right, it makes no difference to them. Because at the end of the day, most of these companies that have put their games into Game Pass are actually companies that were around when the Blockbuster era happened. And then Netflix took over and they started shipping, stuff to people. Because Blockbuster was looked at as gaming, but not really. Actually, I went to Hollywood Video because it had Game Crazy. They created that shit way before Blockbuster made games a big deal. All right? It's one of those things where I go and say, Microsoft's looking at it this way. They say, okay, we pay you $1 million, and for some of these companies that were back in the Blockbuster era, that is 3 to 4 times the amount that they got paid from Blockbuster, because guess what? Blockbuster just bought the games, people. Do you realize that? And then they rented it to you for $5, and then they gave you those late fees and all that shit.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
bad with late fees.
they made money. Your purchase, like if you didn't beat that game in 5 days, guess what, motherfucker? You paying a late fee. And then if you wanted to rent another game, you paying that late fee, or you ain't renting another game. And I lived right up the street from a Blockbuster. I could walk across the street from my actual street, and there's a Blockbuster right there. I went in there all the time, even if I didn't have a damn dime, and I was looking for games. And that's why I always say I watched Sega die. Okay? I did. I swear to you on my life, I watched Sega die. I said, how in God's name does PlayStation have a freaking entire aisle and a half, and Sega's got a quarter of an aisle? What the fuck? That's where I had to switch. There was a point in time
there too.
There was a point in time where I had to switch, and I said,
Yeah, we have.
I have to play all these games that I can't play on my Sega. I gotta get rid of it.
Hey, Chris,
I have to.
Hey, man, not to coach you out, I just want to say you are absolutely right. I'm obviously older than you, so I was like in my early 20s when the PS2 Dreamcast, and the PS2 literally killed Sega, man. You're absolutely right. There was
just so much to choose from, and you're like sitting there, and you're like, and they had the dongle. They had a dongle with the 4-player shit on some games. Like, dude, I had all of it. Like, we were playing 2K20, not 2K20, 2K10. We were playing it with a 4-player dongle on the freaking, on the PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like they had all these weird things that they added to it. They had the internet before Xbox, technically. They made PlayStation 2 to involve a modem. They already knew it was coming. A lot of people don't realize that. Like it had a slot for the modem. Like it was built with that. Like that's why I get pissed at PlayStation, because they haven't done anything with multiplayer. And it's like, dude, like you guys have some seriously awesome IP, like SOCOM, even Killzone, dude. I enjoyed the first two. After that, I had a problem, but the first two Killzones were fucking really good, and the story was really good. It involved single player and multiplayer very well. So did SOCOM. And then they're just like, fuck it, we're done. And I'm like, okay. And I get people love their single player shit right now. But I'm like, dude, like you guys are totally capable of bringing out a single player story and a multiplayer. I've seen it. I've seen it as a gamer. I'm sorry. Like you could hate me for it, but I've seen it. Okay. So I want to see it. Because I'm more of a multiplayer gamer now. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy bullshitting. Whatever the hell you want to call it. Okay? But it's just fun to me. It's fun to, be bad one time and then carry the person to the next. Like, these are little things that, I feel like some PlayStation gamers just don't understand. Like, it's been so dry on their realm. It's like Call of Duty. Like, dude, why was the State of Play showing some Call of Duty? It wasn't an indie game show. It was a third-party game show. That's what it was. And why didn't you show some Vanguard? Why didn't you do that? I don't understand what they're doing right now, and I feel like it's actually hurting them. And that's what hurts me, because I've watched PlayStation grow from nothing to something. And it's very disheartening that they've kind of just like fell in this well of like, we're going to do this and we don't care what anybody else thinks. We're gonna cater to a certain population until that population's gone. And when that population's gone, guess what? My girlfriend's kid is just sitting up there playing Oculus all the time, playing this game. It's called Monkey Game. and he's screaming and he's losing his shit and he's doing all kinds of wild shit. And I'm like, okay, well, you have PSVR, but he has no interest in that, and he has a PlayStation. Well, why does he have no interest in that? Why is Oculus all of a sudden?
Because he got an Oculus. That's
Right.
why.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they're putting all their hands in the cookie jars in certain aspects, but they're not realizing that they could take those huge IPs that they already have, like God of War and shit, and actually make an app with it and allow them to make even more money than just releasing it on Steam. And they won't do that. And you could charge less than what Game Pass is. So you could say $5 to $10. They're going to make more money than they ever have because they have really good IPs. Is it for me? No. But when I have enough people tell me it's for them, I say, you know what? I have to take a step back and realize that not everybody thinks like me. You know what I'm saying? And that's the weird thing. It's like everybody calls out these great single player, story driven, third person games. And they say they're the greatest thing in the world. But when the hell is the last time they had a really, really good multiplayer involved in those exclusives they have? That's always my question. And that's where I go and say, I look back to Blockbuster and I say, Sega was really, truly just a great single player, but it wasn't single player in the aspect of internet. It was single player that it was harder to involve people because so many other people had PlayStations at the time. Involve those PlayStation people into a Sega universe, which is a totally different thing. And they stuck to their guns. They did exactly what they... Crazy Taxi. I mean, come on. If you've played that game, and then you played some of the PlayStation games that come out then, PlayStation was more realistic. It felt better, but it also had multiplayer and single player, and you could play multiplayer couch co-op and stuff like that. That was relevant then. Now we're looking at a different age. We're looking at this craziness that is happening with the internet. You look at, dude, Halo is going to fucking blow the hell up because it's free to play. And you're going to have to earn shit or buy it or whatever. But if you have Game Pass, you're probably going to get half the shit for free. And that's what people, I'm telling you, people are going to start looking at that. We're already... Games as a service is already done. It's already happening. It's there. It's, no matter what you say, it's there. And you could say, okay, well, Sony's not really doing that, but it is. Because when Factions comes out on Last of Us 2, I bet you they charge you $70. I'll bet you $1,000 they charge you $70.
Wow.
And when they do that, you go and say, okay, well, they'll up-res the game. They'll make it for PlayStation 5, whatever they're going to say to you. But at the end of the day, they took an old game and added a multiplayer to it. And there you go. That's what you got. You got that. And it's disheartening to me because people look at Game Pass like Game Pass is nothing. Game Pass does nothing for the third-party developers. Well, it gets eyes on them, number one. Number two, who knows what back-end deal happened? I mean, if they made $1 million off this deal, and they maybe, if Game Pass wasn't involved, sold 60,000 copies, you're not making that. At $60, you're not.
No, I got you, bro. I got you. I see what you're saying, man. And I think when it comes down to it, when it comes to the whole service thing, I know, PlayStation Now came out first, but I think Microsoft is definitely ahead of the curve. And the cool thing about it is, you got 23 first-party studios, and we're just now seeing everything kind of start to ramp up. It's starting with Forza Horizon 5. We're getting Halo, the campaign in Game Pass. Like you said, I definitely believe that there are going to be perks when it comes to the free to play. multiplayer linked to Game Pass as well. And then next year you have Redfall, you have Starfield, and whatever else they're going to come out with next year. I think this is where the ball has started to roll when it comes to Game Pass, and I think you're going to see more and more people on the Xbox platform subscribing to Game Pass.
My dark horse spot is Avowed. I think it might sneak in there next year.
Really? That would be interesting. That would be crazy if it does, because on paper at least, PlayStation next year has a lineup of first party that a lot of people are looking forward to. And I say on paper because you never know when it comes to delays. PlayStation is definitely known for delays. I do have to say, shout out to Hyperfang Gaming, brother. I did not forget you, Devin. I did not forget you, and this one is for you, Dirt. It was a while ago, but I gotta get it in there, man. He hit up the super chat. Thank you so much for the support, bro. And let me see if I'm saying this right. He says, "Noodles, Dirt."
Yeah. It's a long story. That comment is a long story.
Well, Devin, if you're still tuned in, brother, we got to get you on the show at some point in time. Dirt, I think it'd be crazy getting him in here with Crispy, Mega, Pred, all that. I think it'd be a crazy ass show.
Yeah, definitely.
But guys, on that note, we went 3 hours pretty much. It is about that time to wind it down. I do have to go to work tomorrow. I do definitely. First off,
you could have cut it off anytime, sucker.
No, yeah. Well, it was too good. The conversation was too good, man. And I gotta let it go. I gotta let everybody get their thoughts and opinions in. It's a tough job, brother. Tough job, man.
I got you.
But I love doing it every week. I gotta say, shout out and much love and respect to our special guest, Mr. Dirt Griggity, brother. It was an absolute blast to have you on the show again, man. Definitely appreciate all that you're doing, man. WBG, absolutely entertaining. You guys are killing it over there. Funny as hell, man. Informative, and the thing about it is, I would say just like this panel here, your panel, man, they are not afraid to share their thoughts, their opinions on what's going on, man. Dude, I hope it's not the last time, man. I hope Dark Optimus didn't scare you off. He has a habit of doing that with our special guests, man. But I say I had a lot of fun. It is time. It is time to get those outros, man. So let
man,
people know.
fuck that guy.
Let people know. Let people know about your show. What's going on with your channel? One thing I forgot to mention is your thumbnails have become absolutely iconic on your channel, man. I love how you put the faces in there, and you got to be in there somewhere, man. Whenever new video comes out, I'm looking to see what faces you were using. And where you are in there. But let people know about your YouTube channel as well. And of course, social media, all that good stuff, brother.
Oh, man, thanks for the invite, man. I appreciate it. Now, my thumbnails, lately, I haven't always had my face in there because I got tired of trying to figure out where the hell to put my face. So I said, forget it.
I did notice that as well, man. But I miss it, though. Like, when you are in there, I'm like, that's it right there.
Yeah, I'm usually somewhere in there, but lately I kind of be like, oh, the hell with it, because I got to, it takes a lot of thought. But anyway, thanks a lot for the invite again. Check out my channel, Dirt Griggity. I do regular content. I also have my podcast, WBZ Xbox Podcast, on Monday evenings at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. We have a lot of fun over there. We talk a lot of trash. We do talk a lot of trash. But that's just a decision. We just kind of, that wasn't our intentions, but it just kind of turned into that. And we're having a lot of fun with it. And the chat really loves it also. So stop by and say what's up. But, and on Twitter, I'm at Griggity, so go ahead and, say what's up to me on Twitter. So that's about it, man. I appreciate the invite. Guys, we got to do it again. Thanks.
Nice. And I'm going to do, Dirt, and you're not even going to know it, but I'm going to throw you back into that DM with me at some point in time, bro.
Hey, that DM can kiss. this. I ain't gonna try to cuss on your show, brother.
Oh, dude, we've been doing it all night long.
Hey, man,
anyway.
Prayer had left first. Remember, Prayer was the first one to leave that.
Yeah,
deal.
yeah. He was like, "Fuck that shit, I'm out."
Is it still the same people in there?
Yeah.
And they still be doing this, like talking the same shit all the time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Are you talking about the one where like there's Z, there's Porter Rock, there's all?
Oh
No,
no.
no.
I'm still in that.
okay.
I'm still in that one, man.
I never got invited to that one though. I never got
trust
invited
me,
to that
trust
one.
me.
they kicked me out of there, and then they lied and said I left.
Yeah, I remember that. But no, it was another one that me and Xbot was in. I mean, I'm not about to deal with this all day, man. I just left, bro.
No doubt, brother. No doubt. And I'm pretty sure you're mentally healthier for that.
Absolutely,
but,
man. Absolutely, bro.
I got you, bro. But like I said, man, I hope you come back on again. Don't be a stranger, man. If you ever need guests or anything on your show, you got this whole panel here. Except for Dark, I don't suggest Dark, but anybody else, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Dark is cool, but I do have a strict rule.
Oh.
No PlayStation guys on that podcast, bro. It's nothing personal.
Nation.
It's nothing personal, but I just
no Pegasus.
I mean, when I found this community,
I never wanted to be on that podcast, anyways.
Oh,
shit.
I think you sound like he was crying a little bit.
I teared up a little bit. I was like, oh.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But all right, brother. Next on the list when it comes to outros, let's go with Crispy. Crispy, bro. You're on multiple shows. You're out there on Twitter. People know who you are, but for the people who don't, now's the time to tell them, brother.
Dirt, always a pleasure, sir. Always bringing the truth back to gaming, motherfuckers. Just letting you know. Just go listen to, We Bleed Green, motherfucker. Let's do it. At Chris Bomb on Twitter, ChrisBomb28, Xbox Live. You can find me on Breakfast with Boom tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. We got Retro Renegades, 7 p.m. Tuesday night. And of course, you can find me back here on the next podcast, 8 p.m. Prime time on the next podcast.
Baby. Prime time, man. Love it. Yo, Dark, what's going on with you, man? Are you gonna be on Basement Radio Arcade podcast at any point in time? What's going on, man? What are you doing?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Dark Animus. You can also find me on Xbox and PlayStation at the same name. And as always, man, I guess you can find me here on the next podcast. I mean, it's better. It's better than that WBG and that GRG shit.
Oh, damn! That hurt, man. That hurt.
That
hurt.
No, much love to all those to all those people on on those panels, man. I get it though, Dirt. You don't want a PlayStation guy getting in there and stuff like that. I mean, even though I'm not really a PlayStation guy.
I was just going by what you said, brother. That's all.
I understand. No, I get it.
Yo,
it's okay.
Shout out to Mr. Dark Optimus with his unique way of making friends in the community.
For some reason, man, every time I make friends is because it's usually if I make fun of you, then I like you. If I don't make fun of you, then I don't like you.
Yo, for the longest time, he never made fun of me. So that's
oh damn.
That's why I made fun of K Mega first, because I actually like that. I actually like K Mega more than I did you.
At that time, I got you, bro. At that time.
At that time, yeah.
At the time. Now,
I have to agree with the Mega comment because Mega's the only one that let me speak last week. Just saying.
It's true.
Last week, I don't remember what happened last week. We will move on from that. Yo, shout out to Pred again. He had to leave early. Making all that content for his OnlyFans.
He had to go catch his wife because his wife was on his way over here. Man.
Oh, damn. He would run out there. He would run out there in his boxers and his house shoes, man. He's like running after the car. Get back here, babe!
Don't go.
Damn.
Don't do it. We know, man. The Sooners beat us enough. Don't do it, please.
Wow.
Oh,
Classic,
okay.
classic, bro. But shout out to Fred. K Mega, what do you got for us, man? You came in here, you know, a little lifted, prescribed, by the way, prescribed. You know what I'm saying? So it's all legal, you know. It is what it is. I hope you had fun, man. I had an absolute blast tonight. I thought, you know, another great show. But are you doing a show tomorrow? What's going on, man?
Yeah, man, I plan on it. I feel good enough to do it. Like I said, I dropped that video that I did before I got onto the podcast tonight, and so I dropped that. I know I drop content so randomly, but no, I'll be back doing GRG tomorrow night. I should be fine. I'll be good enough to do that, and then the question is fight night Sunday. That's for me sitting that long and doing that and the intensity of that's going to be the tough one, but I'm going to try to do it and fight through it because I've been.
I say that's probably the one you want to do the most too, man.
That's the one I want to do the most. That's why I love playing my fighting games. But so check us out tomorrow. Man, Dirt, it's cool. I know that I said that I was going to get some of the rest of your guys from your podcast on the GRG, but man, I had this surgery. My mom was sick. I had all types of shit going on. I still got that in the plans. I'm going to hit them up. Man, it just so y'all keep what y'all doing, man. And y'all do great work in the community. I love that because y'all aren't afraid, and that's exactly how the Xbox community is supposed to be, not afraid of standing their ground. Yeah, they're cakes. Come on, man. So listen, I love all gaming. That's but I can't stand the stands, man. And listen, don't let anybody hold you back from what you want to play or how you want to play. Who gives a damn if they want to say I want to see your stats. Hey, man, let me see your stats. Let me see your stats on how much money you make. Or let me see your stats. Ask them shit like that. Right. How much money you make. Let me see your bank account. Let me see how much money you make. Shit like that. And they're going to say, that's none of your business. So why you asking me about my game statistics? That's none of your damn business. I play games the way I want to. I do what I want to do. Facts. So just do what you got to do, man. And just enjoy life, man. The hell with all these haters and getting yourself in a headache, man. I'm telling you, because this little break that I've had, it's been so goddamn peaceful. But anyway, and play Far Cry 6. I beat that because I wanted to beat that before Forza. It's a really good game. I was very
I'm on it now.
Very impressed with it. And now I'm playing Tales of Arise. But sorry, Tales of Arise, because once Forza pops on here at 12 or 1 o'clock a.m., put you down. But it's all good. So everybody have a good one. God bless y'all, man. Thank you.
Hey, I can't wait to play Forza tomorrow.
Forza.
Forza. Hey, listen, I've been listening to Mega.
How I used to say it back in the day.
I was listening to Mega for a long time, brother. I can't wait to say Forza tomorrow. Forza. F-O-R-N-Z-A.
Hey, man. Everybody used to tell like, man, it's Forza. I said, that's when I said, hey, let me be country, man. Just let me be country.
Yeah, man. I've been listening to Mega for a long time, brother.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you guys, man.
Dude, I've been listening to Mega.
Since over here. She's over here saying she said.
I've been listening to K Mega for way too long.
Hey man, I'm listening. Hey, listen, brother. I used to listen to Xbox. Hey man, where's Newark? What's his name? Like Newark NJ? Like what's his name?
The Wizard. He's the Wizard of the UWP, bro. He's on Twitter, man. Freaking, I don't know. Like he should come back. And hang out with us one night or something.
So, man, you guys, bro, I was just one of the guys in the chat years ago. I was just one of the guys in the chat, man.
We got the Golden Voice, Fooskies, of course, the Don. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I remember, man.
The Don. No, fuck you. I played with the Don. I played Halo 5 for like 6 hours with him. He was like teaching me how to play the fucking game. He's awesome. Love the guy.
He's hilarious, man. That dude is crazy.
Nice. Well, Dirt, I gotta say, man,
I have to tell him that.
I appreciate all the support, Dirt. Like it's been a crazy ride. It's been a crazy ride, and I'm nowhere near done yet. So shout out to the chat, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Fun speculation. I see you, brother. I see you, bro. Shout out to all you guys. Mizzle T Shizzle. It is good to see a member in here live as well. Guys, we are live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And of course, Crispy, that is
Prime time, baby.
prime time.
Is it?
Yes, yes, it is. It is prime time. And thank you guys for so much for all the support. Definitely appreciate it. Yo, if you haven't done it yet, hit that thumbs up button. Share this show out. Let people know we had a fire show tonight, and I know a lot of gamers out there who might not have gotten a chance to see it now. Definitely would love to see the replay. So share it out there. Let people know that this is the place to be every Thursday. But until next week, well, we will see you. We will see you next week for the next podcast. Have a great night, everybody.
Everybody enjoy playing Forza. Let's take it back one time. Let's say it well.
Forza.
He still says Forza. Even if he says Forza,
I
it
say
still
Forza.
sounds like
I
Forza.
say
It's like
Forza. I am
TNVA now.
involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that was funny. That was
Forza.
funny.
Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to next podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.